Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
I know I smell like beef.
I smell like beef. I'm aware.
I was expecting something a little more quippy from you, but like
I'm not a quippy person.
I know I smell like beef.
I smell like beef.
So
You expect quips from me? Fuck you.
why I find that so fucking funny.
I don't know either. You're fucking scaring the shit out of me right now.
I'm sorry. Just imagine you smell like taco beef.
I mean, you said I smell like beef. I don't know what kind of beef I smell like.
Crying. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh shit.
Jesus.
I wasn't expecting any of that.
I want to get a shirt that says I smell like beef. Why is that so funny to you?
I don't know. Oh god. Okay, I'm good.
Stop laughing.
I'm good. All right.
You good? God damn it.
Sorry.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Welcome back to another episode of the Real Duo Podcast, the most mediocre podcast on the internet. I'm one of your hosts, Wade.
I'm another host, Devin.
We haven't had an actual podcast in like a couple weeks.
Nah, it's been 2 weeks because we
We had movies.
Yeah, we did New Mutants and Tenet.
Hell.
Go watch our. Let's talk about that. If you
watch both of those if you want, or just watch one of them, or don't watch any of them.
They're polar opposites of each other.
One's a good movie, one's not.
So yeah, but we got some actual news this week.
We do, but first, what have you been watching this week?
Over the past 3 weeks, I have watched 2 things.
Besides Tenets and New Mutants.
Yeah, besides that. I watched The Crow. I told you this.
Yeah.
What a 90s movie.
Did you like it, though?
It was okay. I didn't know what to expect. I had no idea what it was about going into it. But it was
about The Crow.
Not really. I mean, kind of.
It sort of is.
I don't know. It was a weird movie.
It's the most 90s fucking movie I've ever seen in my entire life. That's probably why I didn't like it all that much.
If you ask somebody, what was a 90s movie like? Just be like, go watch The Crow.
What was the 90s like? Just here's that. There you go.
That was the 90s.
Yeah.
And then I watched Top Gun. So.
Top Gun. Is Top Gun still good? Because every time I think of Top Gun, I always think of that volleyball scene, and I'm like, this is cheesy as fuck.
I mean, there are cheesy moments, but there's some cool shit. Like when at the beginning, when he flies upside down and gives that guy the finger.
Inverted.
Yeah, that's cool.
I wonder if they're gonna call back to that in Top Gun Maverick.
I don't know. I know in Top Gun though they used real footage of real planes and shit. None of it was CG. I doubt that'll be a thing in the new.
Tom Cruise is actually flying in fucking jets in the second one.
What's the second one called? I forgot.
Top Gun Maverick. I just said the fucking title.
Is it called Top Gun Maverick?
Yes.
Should have called it Maverick.
You should have just called it Top Gun 2.
That's 2. It's 2 on the nose.
2 Gun.
Oh. Just 2 on no. That's all.
Fucking sequel.
It's the only movies I've watched over the past couple weeks, and the Tenet and
pretty good.
New Mutants.
Pretty good. It's solid.
Solid. The Crow and
solid.
Top Gun.
The Crow's not terrible. Crow's fun. Sucks that Brendan Lee got shot and died on that movie though.
Did he?
Yeah, that's how he died. Somebody brought a real gun, or it was either because the story always goes back and forth. It's always somebody switched out a prop gun with a real gun, or they shot a blank and the blank came out and killed them. I don't know which is true, but something that involved a gun on the set and he shot him and he died.
Don't most movies nowadays don't even shoot blanks anymore?
It's probably mostly CG.
Yeah, they just CG.
Yeah.
That's sad. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Bruce Lee died from an aspirin and his son got shot on set.
I knew that he died on set. I didn't know it was for The Crow.
Yeah. That was his last movie.
What a shit movie to be your last movie.
I mean, hey, he's remembered for it.
I guess.
So that's his Joker.
It is. That's exactly what I was thinking. This is a weird 90s Joker. Yeah. That's what I imagined when I was watching
Basically, it. It's like Joker meets... It's like Joaquin Phoenix Joker meets Heath Ledger Joker.
No.
Yes.
Not at all.
Yes. Because he's got the long, gross hair that Heath Ledger had. But he's a fucking
you're talking
crazy
about
person.
as looks.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about as craziness or whatever.
No.
In terms of craziness, he reminds me of Jared Leto's Joker.
Fuck you, alright?
That's what he does.
I'm an idea.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Worst Joker on screen.
Worst I like his Joker. He's not great, but
worst on-screen Joker.
I mean, yeah, probably.
So there you go.
That's fair.
So what have you been watching? Fair. I know you've probably watched a lot of shit. You've been watching The Boys. I know that.
I have been watching The Boys. Boys season 2 came out.
4 episodes.
And I've been watching it. 4 episodes in. I don't know why they're doing it weekly. It's fucking weird because they didn't do that with the last season. But I think I do because episode 3 had a cliffhanger that was really interesting. And I was like, fuck, I want to know how this happens. And then episode 4 also ended on a cliffhanger where I was like, I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I want to know, and I want to finish the series. It's so fucking good.
They're releasing it weekly to keep the viewers, man.
Well, yeah, also, but I mean, if it's good, I'll just rewatch it a couple times. Like,
true.
Who gives a shit?
It's like Daredevil, you know.
Yeah, I've seen. You know how many fucking times I've seen Daredevil? I've seen it a lot.
Does Amazon Prime release that shit on Blu-ray and stuff? Or?
They released The Boys on Blu-ray, but only in like the UK and stuff. There's no like American release of it, and I don't have a Blu-ray player that can play fucking Region 2 or Region B fucking Blu-ray, so I can't fucking get it. I'm sure maybe they'll release like. I don't understand why they haven't, because it's a successful show and people want Blu-rays for it. Maybe once season 2 is done, maybe they'll release a season 1 or season 2.
It's the same thing with Daredevil.
Well, Daredevil makes a little bit more sense because Netflix is like stingy about.
I'm hoping when the rights revert back, Disney will.
Because Netflix doesn't really do physical stuff for a lot of stuff.
No, like because they want you to stay on Netflix.
Yeah, like I know The Irishman is coming out on Criterion, but that's Martin Scorsese, and I'm sure Martin Scorsese is like, "Fuck you."
That was probably in his contract.
Yeah. Like. And Marriage Story came out, but that's also Noah Baumbach, and he does that also. Where he's like, "Fuck you," and put it out. But usually they don't really fuck. Amazon has a better track record of putting shit out on physical media, so maybe eventually. I think eventually they'll put it out. I don't know if we'll see them anytime soon, but I would love to get season 1.
But yeah, Netflix for sure is like, we want you to stay on Netflix. Yeah, that's why
like,
we're
fuck physical media.
But I'm hoping when Disney gets the rights back for the Marvel shows,
if they're smart, they'll do that.
Yeah, I hope so.
Because I'll buy like 10 copies.
I have some news on later on.
Oh shit. So. I'll buy 10 copies of season 3 to put it out.
10 copies?
Hell yeah.
That costs you like $200.
I don't give a damn. That show is so good.
What if they release season 3 but they don't release Defenders? How would you feel about that?
That's fine. Just give me season 3. Fuck it.
There's gonna be a weird gap.
I don't give a shit. I know what happens.
Like imagine like you showing that to somebody and be like, okay.
I'll explain it. Hey, there was a thing in the middle. They punched some stuff, and then a building fell on Daredevil.
No, you just play it and you don't explain shit.
And they're like, what the fuck?
What happened? Why is Daredevil like dead? What happened?
Nothing. Why is he in hell?
What do you mean? You didn't understand between seasons?
There is a big jump, but it would confuse the fuck out of somebody. But I don't care because I know what happened.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
You know what happened.
I don't give a shit, dog.
What else have you been watching?
I got DVDs. I watched Somewhere in Dreamland, which it's pretty much just like a compilation of old cartoons from like the 60s.
There's two
or
bunnies
not the 60s, from like the 30s. These are like old fucking cartoons.
Is that Max and Ruby? Is that what those bunnies
Max and Ruby.
You ever seen that show?
How dare you reference that fucking show? I know exactly what the fuck you're talking about. How dare you reference that on the spot? That's like if you reference like Peppa Pig.
I mean, I could reference that too.
No. But this is really good. I'm a hipster bitch who likes old cartoons. These are really fun, and I enjoyed them.
Oh, you love cartoons.
I love cartoons, and I love
you love old, good cartoons.
I love old animation style. I love how all that shit looks.
You like the hand drawn stuff.
Yeah, because it looks fucking great.
Because you were born in the wrong era.
I was. I should have been born in the 70s when black people weren't allowed to do things.
Nah, yeah. If you were born in the 70s and grew up in like the 80s, bro, you would have had like the time of your life.
Bro, I would have been famous right now.
Star Wars, fucking all those like classics that came out in the 80s.
I would have killed myself a long time ago after that shit. I'd be like, there's nothing better than this shit. I just saw Star Wars in the theater. Fucking A, man.
Terminator came out.
Terminator. Titanic.
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park.
Jaws.
Jurassic Park 3.
No.
No.
I
was alive when Jurassic Park 3 came out.
Yeah. We watched that the other day.
We did. We watched that like a month ago, Devin.
It wasn't the other day, but yeah, it was like 2 months ago.
I don't know why we fucking watched it.
I told you because you had to watch it because Mr. Noodle was in it.
I mean, yeah. One of the Mr. Noodles.
And then we made fun of it the whole time. So.
Yeah, because it's really bad. and it doesn't make any fucking sense.
No.
I also watched. I have the Rudy Ray Moore quadrilogy.
Oh yeah, I forgot you watched all
Blu-ray. The 2 Dolomite movies, Petey Wheatstraw and Disco Godfather.
I still haven't seen any of those. I want to watch the Eddie Murphy Dolomite movie or whatever.
Oh, Dolomite Is My Name?
Yeah.
I think if you're going to watch that, at least watch Dolomite, just to get a little bit more.
Do I need to, though?
You don't need to, no. Dolomite Is My Name is just a good movie,
I
think just to get more of an appreciation.
I've heard great things about Dolomite Is My Name.
That's a great movie. It was fucking awesome, and Eddie Murphy was great in it. But these movies are fucking nuts. If you just want to, like... some people would probably...
Is it a turn your brain off type movie?
Yeah. Some people would probably consider them like, oh, it's like The Room. These are not like The Room at all, because Rudy Ray Moore wasn't like trying to make a serious film. The whole like Rudy Ray Moore has never like came out and been like, oh, we were trying to make like a serious drama. He was like, and it's in Dolomite Is My Name. There's a scene where Eddie Murphy is like sitting down with the writer, and the writer's like, you know, like this is our chance to talk about the urban motif and you know what it means to be a black man in society. And Eddie Murphy's like, yeah, put some titties and kung fu in there too. And it's just like that totally sums up Rudy Ray Moore. Where he's just like, I just want to entertain people. I don't give a fuck if it makes sense. Like, just have fun.
This isn't high art. This
like
is just stuff I want to make.
We're just gonna have fun, and that's exactly what Dolomite.
That's what you would make.
Are.
After you made like your
yeah, definitely
your high art Batman mill film, that's what you make.
Except I'm not funny like Rudy Ray Moore was.
I mean, you can hire somebody. Right?
I'll hire a funny person. And Petey Wheatstraw's fucking insane.
Who?
Petey Wheatstraw.
Who's that?
It's the character he plays in it. It's still Rudy Ray Moore, but he's playing Petey Wheatstraw, the devil's son-in-law.
That's the greatest thing I've ever heard.
Hell yeah. Damn, and it has a great fucking theme song to it. This movie's fucking nuts.
Who did the score for that?
There's no like official composer, but there's this Blu-ray comes with the soundtrack, and the soundtrack's fucking pimping.
That's your new ringtone?
Fucking A, man. Petey Wheatstraw. It's so good. I love these movies, and the Blu-rays look fucking awesome too.
Look fantastic.
Check these movies out if you haven't, because they're really fun. If you like black movies with black people in them.
If you like Wade's movies that he suggests, you'll like those.
If you know me at all and what I like.
I mean, if you just watch all these podcast episodes and be like, oh yeah, he suggests these types of movies.
Yeah.
If you like all of them,
all my artsy fartsy bullshit that I recommend. It's not that, but they're fun. I have started finally. I bought this a while back, but I started watching the first Superman serial from 1948.
Oh,
I'm like halfway through it.
How does that hold up?
I mean, it's cheesy and it's a little goofy because it's from the fucking 40s.
Didn't the Christopher Reeve movies take some inspiration from that?
I think the Christopher Reeve movies took more inspiration from the George Reeve show, which came out after this.
Oh,
it was like in the late 50s, early 60s.
I didn't know if they took. I thought they took inspiration from one. I didn't know which.
I think it was mostly that one because it kind of has that same sort of vibe.
I was gonna say it doesn't have a feel of the Christopher Reeve movies or anything.
No, this was way before that. It does have a nice charm to it because a lot of the scenes where Superman's like flying or doing like something that they couldn't have filmed, it's animated, and it actually like they weave it in pretty well.
Does it?
Like when the Clark's ship first lands, it's animated, and you would think it'd be jarring, but it kind of fits with the tone of it because the whole thing's kind of like goofy and silly anyway.
They couldn't do miniatures or anything.
I mean, they could. I mean, these serials weren't they didn't have money for this shit.
I'm trying to think. Were miniatures a thing back in the 40s and 50s?
To a point.
Like I don't think a lot of films used.
No, they didn't use them a lot, but they also didn't have any fucking money.
It's true.
So like they were just like, fuck.
Spent all the budget on the costume.
Hell yeah, that fucking awesome. It's a shirt and a cape.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. I enjoy watching these older serials and stuff. I have the Batman serials and the Captain Marvel serials. Y'all need to fucking watch because those are really good. In the first episode, Captain Marvel wields a machine gun and murders a bunch of brown people.
Gosh.
Yeah.
That's Shazam, right?
Yeah. It was Shazam before he was Shazam, before he was owned by DC.
That's confusing as hell.
Yeah.
Even though I know what you said, it's confusing as hell.
I mean, it's pretty basic.
It's pretty basic.
Yeah.
It's Captain Marvel, but it's not Marvel, but it's not DC.
It was before DC, and it wasn't Marvel. He wasn't called Shazam yet.
And then he went to DC, still called Captain Marvel.
For a while, yeah.
And then Marvel was like, we're going to use that. And they're like, we'll change it to Shazam.
Shazam. No, but the comic, they changed the name of the comic to Shazam. He was still called Captain Marvel for like the longest time. And then eventually they were just like, fuck it, we'll just call him Shazam.
Because they didn't want Marvel associated with DC.
Well, yeah, but it's still weird.
It is weird.
It's very strange.
Could Marvel couldn't sue for that? I guess technically, because that was made before
No,
DC didn't make it. They
couldn't
just
sue
bought.
for
They
that, yeah.
bought that or whatever. Or
No.
took it over.
Well, they sued the company who made Captain Marvel first because they're like, you're just doing Superman. Like
Yeah.
you can't do that. Like fuck you. And then that's how they got Captain Marvel, which is really fun. That Captain Marvel has such a weird history.
Yeah, both of them. The one in the
Yeah,
Marvel
and
and
DC
in the
have-
DC
both
one
have
both have
weird
weird
histories.
histories.
But I also watched the last thing I watched it this morning actually when I first woke up. Charlie Kaufman's new movie. I'm Thinking of Ending Things on Netflix.
How's that?
It was fucking great. I love Charlie Kaufman. Jesse Plemons is in it. Todd from Breaking Bad. He's great in
Is
it.
he fat? Or
I
chunky?
mean, he looks like a normal person.
Does he look like he did in
He looks like he lost a little bit of
El
weight.
Camino?
No, he didn't look that chubby. I don't know what the fuck he was on for that. He was a fucking trouble up in that.
He was.
He looks like a normal dude. He's really great in it. The lead actress in it, I don't know her name, and I've never seen her or anything, but she was really good in it. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone who's not familiar with Charlie Kaufman because it's fucking weird.
People sitting down. What is this?
I could totally see someone watching it and then like halfway through just being like, I don't get this, and then turning it off. I could totally see someone doing that,
It'd be me.
and I wouldn't blame them at all. But I loved it, and it totally felt like a Charlie Kaufman movie, and I love it because he's my favorite filmmaker of all time.
That would probably be me though. I'd probably sit down and be
I don't know,
like,
I
"What
would
is
like to
this?"
think you're smarter than that, and I feel like you would probably understand the movie quite a bit.
You think I would?
Probably, yeah.
Does it got like a deep meaning to it?
It's a lot of like surreal metaphorical messages. Charlie Kaufman does that with like all of his movies.
That's what I tried to do with Swiss Army Man, but there was no deep meaning to that. That was just weird.
Hey, just have fun farts.
It's just a weird movie.
Might be gay, but like whatever.
Yeah.
You got a boner compass.
Did we ever? We've never talked about Swiss Army Man.
We haven't. We need to do it. Let's talk about.
Yeah,
Swiss
we
Army
need
Man,
to.
because that's a great movie.
Maybe one. That's a future episode. Maybe.
Future episode. But this was great, and I hope it comes out on Blu-ray because I have all of Charlie Kaufman's other movies on Blu-ray.
I'm sure it will.
And I want it.
I'm sure that was in his contract.
Give it put it in the Criterion Collection because I want it.
There you go. That's it though. That's everything you watch.
That's all I can remember.
Everything important.
Yes.
There's no other artsy fartsy bullshit you watch.
No, not that I am aware of.
All right, then let's get into.
Oh no, I did watch something
Oh,
else, but
shit.
it's not important.
You don't want to mention it.
No, it was an old Richard Pryor movie. Nobody gives a fuck about Richard Pryor anymore.
Richard Pryor didn't he did stand up, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's also in Superman 3.
I've never seen Superman 3.
It's not good.
I know it's not. That's why I haven't seen it. I used to watch. I think I've seen one of Richard Pryor's stand-ups before. He's really good at it.
Richard Pryor's like the GOAT of comedy.
GOAT.
He's like one of the best comedians ever.
I mean, it was really funny. So
Yeah, he's really funny.
did he start out as a stand-up or did he start out as?
He started out doing stand-up,
Okay. That's
and
what
then
I
he
thought.
transitioned into movies from his stand-up.
Just like Kevin Hart.
And then he like caught himself on fire or some shit.
What?
Yeah, he had like I don't know exactly like what happened, but I know like something happened that like he caught himself. He got like super drunk one day and like caught himself on fire, and then he got like multiple sclerosis and couldn't walk. He
wanted to be more black than what he was.
That's
so.
very offensive. he had a very shit life towards the end, which kind of sucks, but he was really funny.
He was really funny. You ready to get into the news?
Talk
After
about
that depressing fucking
the news.
that depressing segment.
Hell yeah.
How much news do you have?
I don't have a whole lot, and I might have some stuff that you have too.
Well, do you want to? You can start then.
Let's talk about fast cars in space.
Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious is apparently heading to space.
Yeah, I showed this to you yesterday.
Yeah, you did.
I don't have this on my thing.
Now
so
I don't
forgot about
know.
it.
Everyone's saying Fast 9 is gonna go to space. I don't think it's Fast 9. I think they said the next movie they're gonna go to space.
Probably, because I think Fast 9's done, isn't it?
Fast 9's done, and
filmed.
there's no inkling in any of the trailers that they're going to fucking space.
Unless, like at the end,
Unless the after credit scene, Vin Diesel looks up and he's like, "Space
I'm going to the moon
next time."
next time.
He just
baby.
points at the moon. He's like, "I'm coming. I'm coming home."
I'm gonna drive my moon buggy on the moon.
And he just fucking zooms off into the sky. That'd be really fun.
Why are they going to space for?
I don't, because I got nothing else to do. There's 10 of these fucking movies.
Remember when Fast and Furious used to be about racing cars?
Yeah, nobody gave a fuck about it.
And now we're like, oh, let's race rocket ships into space.
Yeah. I mean, hey, if they want to make, I don't like these movies, and I don't really like give a shit about this franchise, but I respect it for just being like, hey, these movies are dumb. Like we're just doing whatever. Like fuck it. Like if people enjoy them and they're fun, I don't give a fuck.
They're like the Transformers movies. That's what I imagine. Like
I mean, I guess, except they're not offensive.
I mean, no, they're not. Not in terms of like that, but like they're not like very good movies, but a lot of people like them. So,
do people like the Transformers movies?
Yeah,
I know they made a lot of money, but does that mean people like them?
I mean, I'm sure there's some people.
I'm sure Michael Bay fucking thinks it's the best shit in the world.
He thinks it's high art.
He's like, I don't understand why people don't like this shit.
There's explosions.
I make great fucking movies, all right.
And there's dick jokes and
yeah, and there's an underage nudity.
Fucking oh god, Michael Bay. Michael Bay, man.
Michael Bay. I want a docu-series on Michael Bay.
I'm sure we will when he dies eventually.
Yeah. Who's gonna play Michael Bay?
Woody Harrelson.
Jerry Seinfeld. Woody Harrelson. That'd be interesting. He'd be really old though.
He would be, unless Michael Bay like somehow gets hit by a bus tomorrow or something.
Man. That'd be fun. I'd say Shia LaBeouf.
It wouldn't be anybody now because if Michael Bay like dies of old age, it'll be some new
Shia
person.
LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf will be old by that time.
He won't be that old. Shia LaBeouf's only in his like 30s.
Yeah, Michael Bay dies 50
Michael Bay's an old
now.
man. Fuck Michael Bay.
He'll live to be 100. You never know.
He better not. That fucking Jew.
He's gonna make Transformers 85.
No, he ain't involved with that franchise anymore.
Now they're just like let him do it. Like he's got a $5 budget.
He's old and senile now.
Just let him think that he's making.
Let him think. We'll put his name on it.
But yeah, I don't. It doesn't need to go to space. Let's not waste.
I don't care because I don't watch
Let's
these
not
movies.
waste the VFX budget.
If people want it to go to space, let it go to space. I don't give a shit.
It's bullshit.
I'm not a fan of this franchise.
I mean,
I've
I'm
seen
not
like
either.
3 movies.
I've seen one of them. I've seen the first one.
You saw Hobbs and Shaw.
And Hobbs and Shaw. I forgot that's even connected.
It's barely fucking.
No, it's just the Rock movie.
It's
That's all it is.
Rock and Jason Statham making fun of each other.
It's connected to the Meg. That's what I like to think.
I mean, yeah, it should be.
Could be.
Because the Meg is a masterpiece.
It is. We haven't talked about that either. One day.
Because I want to get it on Blu-ray and rewatch it.
You want to pay money to buy
it's been a while since I've seen it.
You want to pay money to watch this?
Yeah.
The only time we watched it was...
I got to add it to my shark collection. My shark movie collection.
So you're going to get that, but you don't have Jaws?
I don't have Jaws because you said you were going to get me Jaws, and I've been holding off on it.
Because it's not your birthday yet.
I know, so I'm going to wait. You want me to buy Jaws, and then you go get it, and you're like, oh, I already got it.
I'm buying you the entire Jaws trilogy.
That's fine. Michael Caine is in the 4th one.
And then and then I can watch the 4th one, and we can talk about all of them.
Oh, Jesus, the 4th one's so boring.
I've seen the first 3. There's so much I would want to talk about.
The 3rd one's at least entertaining.
I out of all of them, the 3rd one is the one I would talk about.
The 3rd one, oh man, Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid.
Rest in peace, Dennis Quaid.
Did he die?
No, his career's dead though.
And the fuck that glass breaking scene, I can talk about that for like 2 hours.
Quality cinema.
Bullshit. Anyways, maybe we'll throw the Meg in there too. Just fine.
We have to.
Just fucking
it's
whatever.
the modern day Jaws.
We talk about Deep Blue Sea. Just do big
Deep Blue Sea is a piece of garbage.
And the Meg isn't.
People only talk about Deep Blue Sea because Sam Jackson was in it and he died.
He died.
Man.
One of the most famous deaths in like
cool because it's fucking absurd.
It is.
Fuck Deep Blue Sea. They made 3 of those fucking movies.
It's a classic shark movie.
No, it isn't. It's not good.
It's classic.
Name one other like iconic moment from that movie other than that.
Sharks.
Exactly. You can't.
I can't.
Because there isn't one.
I can't remember anything besides that.
Because it's a fucking.
We can talk about like the Shallows.
Fuck you.
We just do a big Shark Week. Whenever Shark Week's happening.
Week. When's Shark Week?
I don't know.
I gotta buy a shark costume.
Oh gosh. I'll wear a fin hat.
I'll be like Hannibal Buress and just be in like a shitty shark
costume.
costume.
Wear a fin hat.
Yeah, we gotta go full out.
I'll be Shark Boy from Shark Boy Llama Girl.
Why you gotta ruin everything?
And then during Shark Week, we'll just do a bunch of shark movies.
You be Shark Boy and look like a fucking faggot, and I'll look like an actual shark.
That's offensive. You can't say faggot.
I'm gonna say whatever I want. It's my podcast.
Can't say no. Can't say that.
Well, don't look like a faggot.
You're gonna get a hashtag cancel Wade now.
I won't because I'm not afraid of being offensive. You're like all I'm not racist. I just say racist things. I'll own up to being a racist.
I'm not racist.
I'll own up to all that shit.
That's why I'm offensive. I'm not offensive.
That's why I'm offensive. I'm not offensive.
I'm not offensive, but like I'm not a racist. So
You're a little bit of a racist.
I'm not
You're a
racist.
closeted racist.
No.
Yeah.
100% not true.
No, that is true.
Nah.
That's very true.
Nah. Let's continue.
Next bit of news. Have you seen Borat?
I have not, but I heard they're making a sequel.
There's a second one. They're not making it. It's already made.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nobody heard about this
No, he
until
made it in secret, I guess.
filmed it in a room.
Which is going to be really interesting because I don't think
I don't
Borat,
even know what this is even about. What is Borat about?
Borat, it's like this. Sacha Baron Cohen comes and he's doing like a mockumentary. He's playing this like foreign guy and he comes to America and he's like, I don't understand things in America. And he like interviews people and stuff.
So it's like Coming to America.
Sort of, but it's a lot raunchier and it's in like a
So it's like The
fake
Dictator.
documentary type style. So I'd say it's better
Totally
than
forgot that movie existed
Dictator.
until I just said it.
I think most people do. But like I don't think like Borat. If he made Borat today, it wouldn't work at all because there's a lot of offensive shit.
You
in
think
that
the second
movie.
one's gonna be offensive?
I don't know, and that's what worries me because what made Borat iconic and funny was the offensive shit.
This isn't. It's not a theatrical release, is it? Or is it coming on a streaming service?
I don't know. It might come on Netflix, but either way, it doesn't matter.
Come on like HBO Max or something. If I had to guess.
I mean, I guess no one's watching HBO Max. Put it on Peacock. Nobody has that shit.
I
Nobody's gonna
saw a
watch that shit.
commercial for a show on there that looked interesting. I can't remember what it was about.
I mean, Psych is on there, so I have a Peacock account. I don't use it
Do you?
because it's free.
But you don't have HBO Max?
HBO Max ain't free. I'm waiting for the Snyder Cut, man.
They got a bunch of other good stuff.
I don't give a goddamn about anything other than fucking Justice League. All right, fuck you.
They got Harry Potter on there.
I give a shit about a nerd with glasses. All right, who fucking has a little stick. Where's the Snyder Cut?
It's being worked on.
Put it out, and I'll get HBO Max.
I'm gonna be so disappointed if that movie's shit.
I don't care. I want it. Anyway, Borat 2 is coming out,
It is.
and it's shot, and it's probably gonna suck. And also, comedy sequels have never fucking worked. There has never been a single sequel to a comedy that's like, oh yeah, this is good. Anchorman 2, fucking trash.
No, I can name one. 22 Jump Street wasn't bad.
Okay, I take that back. That's the only one. Because they knew what. Because Phil Lord and Chris Miller are talented motherfuckers, and they know how to make a good
Right.
movie. And they didn't.
Is Deadpool a comedy? Deadpool 2 is pretty.
Deadpool 2 is a fucking drama. All right.
I guess, but it's also a comedy.
I guess. Sure. I'll say Deadpool 2. As the rare 2 movies that are good.
Yeah, but most likely.
But
it's not
most of
gonna
the
be
time,
good.
like Dumb and Dumber 2, I didn't even fucking see because it looked dumb.
Zombieland 2, I didn't see.
Zombieland 2 looked bad.
Yeah, most of them are. I can't think of any others besides
All of them.
Deadpool.
Coming to America 2 is gonna be shit.
That has potential
No,
because
it's gonna
it's
be
been
shit.
years since it's been a
No,
thing.
because the what else is it?
Is Shrek a comedy? Shrek 2's pretty good. It's not a
I
comedy.
guess it's a fantasy adventure
Yeah,
film.
it's not really a comedy. I mean, it's got jokes in it.
I say Shrek 2 is a comedy though.
Shrek 2 is a masterpiece.
It is. We talk about Shrek a lot on this.
We need to just go through this.
We need
The
to
Shrek movies
call this
also.
the Shrek cast.
How many?
Talk about Shrek.
There are 5 of those movies,
I
right?
think so. Yeah.
We need to watch all of them.
I'm not watching a single one. Of those
We're gonna watch all. Of
I'll
them.
watch the first 2 and then you can talk about the other 3.
No, we're gonna. If I'm watching all 5 of them, you're watching all 5 of them.
I'm telling you right now, I'm not doing.
We're
it.
also gonna do Tremors eventually.
We'll do Tremors. I gotta finish.
Eventually.
I gotta watch the 6th one and the 7th one when it comes out. It's not out yet.
Gosh, I need to watch. I have the 6th one's the only one I haven't seen. So.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one either.
We've watched all of them together, actually. Did you ever finish the second one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was really dumb.
They're all dumb except for the first one.
I like 4. 4's alright.
Oh yeah, the one.
We
the
gotta watch
Western
the
one.
series too.
Oh, no.
It's part of the fucking canon. We gotta
only-
watch the series.
We're only gonna talk about the movies.
No, I'm gonna watch the series so I can talk about it. It's
Okay.
1 season and it's like 10 episodes.
Fine. But I need to do that on like one day. Like I can't do it over multiple days.
I'm sure that episode's only like, or I'm sure that season's only like.
And the
20
only reason
minutes.
we'll watch is because Kevin Bacon's in it. That's the only reason.
I'm sure he's in 1 episode.
Doesn't matter. He's in it.
He probably fucking dies.
You better not. You lived throughout the entire 6 movies. You might as well live through this.
Nah, he's
I don't even know
fine.
when this fucking thing takes place. It may take place right after the first movie. For all I know.
He's clearly older.
They just like he's been smoking.
He looks like shit. Kevin Bacon always looks like shit.
He's an X-Men.
Kevin, okay. What does that have to do with him looking
I
like
don't
shit?
know.
Kevin Bacon's just a weird looking guy.
It's fine. It's whatever.
Yes, he's weird looking. He's got a weird face. Speaking of weird faces, This was big news amongst like the film community over the past week. Have you seen any of the Godfather movies?
Nope.
None of them.
Nope.
That's a fucking shame.
I know.
You need to watch at least the first.
They're on my
two.
list of things I need to watch. So.
Well, there's apparently a director's cut coming of Godfather 3 that has a new ending. That's gonna be in.
Is that gonna make that better though?
Theaters.
Godfather 3, I know, is like one of the most trashed on sequels.
Everyone,
ever.
I don't know if I'm the only person that feels this way. I don't think Godfather 3 is that bad. I can totally watch it and be like, this is nowhere near the first two. Like not even like remotely fucking close.
The first two are on most people's top 10 list of
the first two movies are
best movie of all
masterpieces.
time.
I think the second one might be one of the greatest films ever made.
Yeah,
I love the second.
People say it is, so.
And because it's true. But Godfather 3 isn't like the worst thing in the world. It's fine, and it has a lot of cool stuff in it. But apparently, Francis Ford Coppola is putting out like a new director's cut where he's gonna kind of cut out some of the dumb shit. He's gonna have like a new ending in it. He's gonna have
because of Justice League.
I don't know. I think that's definitely like starting this like weird resurgence where directors are like, "Fuck that movie! I'm gonna make my own fucking version of it." I don't know. But I'm glad that this is happening because I would love to see a proper like Godfather 3.
But in your opinion, would a different ending make it better?
Maybe. I don't know. I still think that like there's a lot of weird stuff in Godfather 3. Like there's this weird sort of like incest thing going on in Godfather 3. And Sofia Coppola is fucking terrible in the movie. That's not going to change.
So that's not going to change.
That's going to be exactly the same. So I mean, some things are still like not going to be able to be fixed unless they like just completely cut her out of the whole movie. But he's not going to do that because it's his daughter. But I think it has potential to definitely be better and be a more proper Godfather 3 than what we got. I'll watch it. I'll be excited.
Of course
to watch
you will. I mean, it's Godfather.
it. Yeah. I have to watch it.
I need to watch the
I'm
first two.
obligated to watch it.
I probably won't watch the third one.
So fucking good.
It's on my list.
So fucking good.
It's on my list.
Speaking of director's cuts, apparently Rocky 4 is getting a director's cut.
Why?
I don't know.
Of all of them, why the
I
fourth?
don't know. Rocky 4 is like one of the worst ones.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess that's why it's getting a director's cut.
But I don't think it's like gonna fix anything. I think because Stallone released like I think like an image or like a scene from it, and it's just like more punching. It's just like another fight between Apollo Creed and Ivan Drago, and it's like, is that just what you're adding? Like you're gonna add just more fights and longer punching? Like
it's a weird resurgence of directors.
this is weird, especially because like Rocky 4 does it. Like of all the Rocky movies. Like, why that one? There's better Rocky movies. Where's the director's cut of Rocky 3?
I don't know.
Like, what the fuck?
I don't even know what happens.
Where's the director's cut of Rocky 5? Rocky 5 is a piece of shit.
I haven't seen the fifth one.
It's not good.
I've seen the first four. I don't remember what happens. What happens in the third one?
Third one, he fights Mr. T.
Oh, yeah. That was bad.
I'm gonna challenge you, sucker. Rocky 3's alright. I don't hate it.
The first two are like...
First two's great.
Yeah. So...
Remember when they make fun of Rocky because he can't read?
Yeah.
In the second one?
Yeah. Didn't they do that in Rambo also? Is that the thing Sylvester Stallone can't read or something?
I don't think they ever made fun of him.
I thought they did. I thought they made fun of him because he's a dumbass.
No. Sylvester Stallone is actually like really smart.
He
and
is.
talented.
But like, is that like a weird in-joke in Hollywood?
I don't. Everyone thinks of him as being dumb because he's got that
that like
he
his,
talks
the
like
lip
this.
thing.
Yeah, but he's actually like really smart and a really talented writer.
He was in Spy Kids 3.
He was in Spy Kids 3. He was a villain.
We're not going to talk about those movies.
His Oscar-winning performance as the Toy Maker.
Imagine if he did win an Oscar for that. That'd be.
He was great in that movie. He had to play 4 characters. So.
This is the extent of Stallone's acting ability.
Yeah, he was really good.
He's in Expendables also.
He's a great actor too when he gives a shit.
Like in Creed.
He's great in Creed. He's great in like all the Rocky movies. You ever seen Copland? He's great in Copland.
He's not bad in Rambo. He's a really emotional scene.
He's great in First
Rambo.
Blood.
Yeah, in the first one, there's a really emotional.
He's
scene.
a great actor.
It's the only movies I've seen him in though.
Go watch Copland. Copland, he's really good. That's more of a drama. I haven't seen the Expendables. Nighthawks.
You haven't seen the Expendables?
No, I don't give a shit.
It's a bunch of bullshit action.
I'm sure it is. Go watch Nighthawks. Billy D. Williams is also in that movie.
Billy D.
Yeah, Sylvester Stallone's really good in that too. He's a good actor. He's underrated. Go and don't watch Judge Dredd because that's a piece of shit.
I I've heard of Judge Dredd though.
Okay. Watch if you're gonna watch a Judge Dredd movie, watch Dredd with Carl Urban, and not Judge Dredd with Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. I was gonna say what I thought that movie was good.
Dredd is good.
Okay, Dredd's good.
Judge Dredd is fucking awful. Even though I'm kind of nostalgic for it because I grew up with it. Rob Schneider's in it.
Ew.
There was this weird point in like the 80s and 90s where Rob Schneider
He was in a lot of shit.
and Sylvester Stallone made like 3 movies together, and there's this like weird like trilogy with them. It's fucking bizarre. I don't
I
get it.
imagine them going together.
Yeah, I know.
Like
It's fucking. He was in Demolition Man. He was in Judge Dredd.
I remember him
and then
in
he's
Demolition
I think he's in
Man.
like one other Stallone movie.
It's weird. Maybe they're all the same character.
Fuck.
And it's all connected.
Fuck, that'd actually be really cool. The Sylvester Stallone cinematic universe
With Rob Schneider.
with Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider was in Grown Ups.
Hey man. I mean, yeah, no.
This is my most iconic
Are
role.
we just listing Rob Schneider roles now?
He was in.
Remember The Animal?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Remember Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo, and the sequel European Gigolo?
What's the film where he tried to commit suicide at the beginning?
That's just his life.
Was it one where he became God, or something?
You're thinking of Bruce Almighty. That's not Rob Schneider.
Who's in Evan Almighty?
Evan Almighty is Steve Carell.
Oh yeah. No, there's a film where Rob Schneider tries
I
to
think
commit
that's just his
suicide.
life. I think you're just thinking. of
Somebody
his
just filmed his life and put it in a movie.
life. Yeah.
He tries to hang himself from a fan.
I know what you're talking about. I've never seen this movie though, because I've seen the poster. I don't know. What the
I've
fuck
seen
you're
it
talking
because I saw the beginning of the movie.
about. Why did you watch this
I
movie?
don't know. I
It's
don't
like,
remember.
oh, Rob Schneider. This is gonna be quality cinema.
Maybe is it the Manimal?
It's not the animal. It's not the Manimal.
I don't
For
know.
one,
I don't know why I said Manimal.
The
It should be.
Animal.
It should have been called a Manimal. That would
That would have made sense.
made sense. Yeah.
But Manimal was already a thing, so they couldn't have used
Nah.
it.
I've seen the animal. I can't remember how the movie even starts. I don't want to know.
He's just like a slob who lives in a garage and he orders some milk.
He's Steve Jobs.
What?
That's how Steve Jobs started.
Okay, cool. He wasn't a schlub in his garage.
I mean, he was kind of a schlub.
He worked in his garage.
Let's move on from Rob Schneider.
Fucking bitch. There's a new. This just kind of tickled my fancy, and I thought it was interesting.
Tickled your pickle?
Tilted my pickle?
Tickled your pickle.
I guess if you want to say that, that's very suggestive. Studio Blumhouse, they put out many horror movies,
Yeah, they put out like Happy Death Day and all those.
and they put out Get Out,
Yeah.
and they put out. I think they co-produce like Split and stuff like that. They have some good movies. They have a lot of shit too. But apparently,
They just throw stuff out and see what sticks.
they
That's what they do.
really do. Apparently, there's a remake coming from them of Freaky Friday, where Vince Vaughn plays a serial killer who has to switch bodies. with
Vince
it.
Vaughn.
Let me finish. He plays a serial killer where he has to switch bodies with a teenage girl.
What?
What do you mean, Vince Vaughn? I like
Vince
Vince
Vaughn isn't relevant anymore.
I like Vince Vaughn.
I like him too, but he's not
It
relevant.
doesn't matter if he's
anymore.
relevant.
He was in Fred.
What?
Fred Claus.
Okay, you can't say he was in Fred. The movie's called Fred Claus. Not I was like, he was not in any of the Fred movies.
He should have been.
No, he shouldn't have. That would have ruined his fucking career.
He's in Fred Claus.
I know.
I think he was the one.
Kevin Spacey's also in that
He's
movie.
also in Jurassic Park 2.
Yeah, he is, and he's the worst character in that movie.
Yeah. What? So it's gonna be like Jumanji, where he like switches. He's like playing a girl.
I guess, yeah.
Like he's Jack Black in
Yeah.
Jumanji. Does he have that acting scope to be able to do?
He's
that?
he's a really good actor. Because I know everyone always thinks of Vince Vaughn as like the goofy comedy guy. But before he did all the goofy comedies, he did like dramas and shit. And he was really good. You ever seen Swingers? He was great in Swingers.
I haven't seen Swingers.
You ever seen Made? He was great in Made. Made's an alright movie, but he was really good in it. So was P. Diddy. P. Diddy's also great in that movie. Like he's a really True Detective season 2, terrible fucking show, but he was pretty solid in it.
What was the last thing Vince Vaughn made though?
He was in that wrestling movie with that girl
Oh yeah, that's right. I watched him.
that I didn't see, but I know he was in the trailer.
Growing Pains or something. Is that
It's
what
not called Growing Pains.
Is that-
Growing Pains was a TV show from the 80s.
What was that
It's
called?
called Fighting with My Family.
Yeah, that's what it was. I watched that.
I haven't seen
I
that.
have a terrible memory. If
You
can't
really
tell.
do, and it pisses me off sometimes because I'm like, your memory's so bad that you know what Growing Pains is. Have you seen Growing Pains at all?
I've seen a couple.
You know Growing Pains, but you don't know fucking like modern stuff. It's so weird. Like you wouldn't like. Oh, what's the movie called? The Nanny. Like you name all this like weird old shit, but you don't remember any of this new stuff. It's so fucking weird. Your brain sucks.
Like it's. I know enough that I know I could think.
You've heard these words.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's a thing, right?
Like I'll be like, I know what I'm talking about, but I don't know what I'm talking.
I know what I'm. The Nanny, right? Yeah, I know what I'm talking
Nanny.
about. No, you're
And
thinking.
then Wade's like, no, you idiot.
You're thinking of Judge Dredd.
And like, oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That's why you're here. You're here to remind me of stuff.
I'm here to help your brain with your Alzheimer's.
Yeah. When I'm old, it's gonna be a catastrophe.
I'm not gonna be there to help.
No. I'll have Derek. He'll be fine.
Oh, that's gonna be even worse. Derek's gonna have Alzheimer's also. He probably already has Alzheimer's. What's your news?
Is it all your news?
Yes.
All right.
That's all the stuff I
got 3 things.
I thought was relevant.
They both kind of long, if you can't tell.
Holy shit! That's like a novel.
So I'm gonna read them, and then we can talk about them. So the first one is a Sony thing. You may have heard of this.
I think I read something about it.
Sony doesn't want to release any movies until the substantial portion of moviegoers start going back to theaters. So this means that Spider-Man 3, Venom 2, and Ghostbusters will likely be delayed even further.
Cool.
People need to go back to the movies. That's what Sony's saying.
Cool. I don't care about Venom 2. Cancel that fucking thing. Ghostbusters 3, nobody really gives a shit about. It looks fine, but like I'm not like up at night being like, fuck, I need to see Ghostbusters 3.
What was Spider-Man 3?
Spider-Man 3, like, all right, I'll see when it comes out. It'll come out. They're not just not gonna put that movie out. Like,
Nah.
it's coming.
They will. But people need to go back to movies because
They do.
if Sony does this, you never know. Other movies might do this. So
I don't know. Sony doesn't have
the pull to be able to
they
say
don't
that.
have like enough good shit to do that. Like, they need to be putting shit out in theaters.
Now,
if Warner Brothers did it, they got money and shit.
If Warner Brothers and Disney were like, nah, we ain't doing it, there'd be no movies.
I mean, yeah.
It'd just be Universal.
Nobody gives a shit about Universal.
They release like 1 movie a year.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the Mulan outrage?
The what?
The Mulan.
Oh, I thought you had a stroke. I was like, what the fuck did you say?
Have you heard about this?
What is the Mulan outrage?
You
Did they
haven't heard
whitewash Mulan?
No. So Mulan, for people who didn't know, got released on Disney Plus, so people have seen it. It's been outrage
Is it just a bad movie?
No, it's about real world stuff.
Oh, okay.
So this is what I have written. Mulan movie gets blasted over the star. I don't know her name.
It's probably like Ching Chong Murray or whatever.
That's racist. Call me a racist. You just say that. I knew as soon as you said her name is probably, I'm like, he's about to say something racist right there.
You didn't stop me.
You said Ching Chong. Like, that's the most racist thing you could have said.
Everybody knows I'm joking, alright? It's a joke. Chill the fuck out.
Hashtag cancel Wade.
I'll gladly accept that hashtag, alright? My name's in a hashtag.
We're going to make merch. We were
don't
talking
give
about
a
this
fuck.
the other day. We're going to make merch.
I don't give a fuck. I'll wear that shirt every goddamn day of my life.
Anyways, Mulan star gets blasted because she's pro Hong Kong police. So people, like, the Hong Kong protests, people were blasting her for that. And then Disney also released the movie in, I'm not going to even try to pronounce the city or region in China. Xinjiang? I can't.
It's probably close enough.
The region of China who has internment camps. So people are pissed about that.
So she's like for all of this? She's like cool with
The
it?
Mulan star is for the Hong Kong police, which people are like, nah, they're beating people and stuff like that. And so everybody's like, no, like you can't be for the Hong Kong police. It's like,
God forbid people have opinions
right
in their own political
But
beliefs.
then the other thing was Disney just released it in a region in China that has internment camps. And like, why would you do that? Like, people are pissed about that. So
I mean, is that region just an internment camp, or are there people just like living life?
It has over 1 million detained Muslims apparently right now in that place.
Okay, but are there people that are living like just fine in that?
I don't know.
Because that's probably why they released it. They probably just put it out.
People were just finding reasons to hate this movie.
People need to fucking the Hong Kong stuff. Like, that sucks and that's shitty that stuff even like exists. But people need to fucking realize, not everyone's gonna agree with you all the time. These people are actors, for one. They're not important to anybody or anything.
Nah.
They don't matter.
You shouldn't make your opinions based on theirs.
Yeah, and also, like, if Mel Gibson came out tomorrow and was like, yeah, black people are terrible, for one, I'd be like, yeah, they are. But
for one, I don't think anybody would be surprised that Mel Gibson was a racist.
Not with him. But, like, also it's like, okay, cool. He's a racist. fucking Mad Max is awesome still. Like, I'm gonna watch Mad Max. I'm gonna watch Braveheart. I'm gonna watch this new movie that's coming out with him where he plays a disgruntled Santa Claus. Like, I don't understand why they can't have their own opinions and still like have a career and make quality movies.
Because people want something to complain about.
I don't have to like him.
People want something to complain.
I don't like Michael Jackson as a person, but I like his music.
Everybody thinks celebrities should be perfect people. And
They're not. They're fucking actors because they couldn't do anything else in life. They lie for a living. They're not good people.
They're not good people.
They're not. Kevin Spacey lied about touching little boys for like 20 years.
There's a couple like Keanu Reeves types. Like they're good people.
Keanu Reeves, sure. There's always exceptions to everything. But 90% of actors are awful, awful people.
Probably true, yeah.
Kevin Spacey lied about touching little boys for like 20 years. And
there's a reason
he was very convincing about it. Nobody was like, that guy touches little boys.
Fucking Kevin Spacey. Anyway, moving on. I guess some more backlash news.
Oh fuck!
Have you heard of Cuties on Netflix?
I've vaguely heard this whole controversy.
So
I'm not super familiar with it, but I've talked about it.
I'll just read this. And you can say what you want about it. Cuties spawns a new hashtag cancel Netflix. So I guess we're starting a thing, cancel things.
We didn't start that.
No, we did. We started it. Cancel Netflix. Anyway,
I guess.
A movie focused on 11-year-old twerking dance groups. Just let that sink in. Netflix has come back and said Cuties is a social commentary against the sexualization of young children. It's an award-winning film and a powerful story about the pressure young girls face on social media and from society more generally growing up. And we'd encourage anyone who cares about these important issues to watch the movie. That's an exact quote that Netflix
I haven't seen this movie, so I don't know if that's true. If that is what the movie's about, fine. I don't know if that's what the movie's about.
I don't think it is.
It probably isn't. I don't know. I think it's also, isn't it like a French movie or whatever?
Yeah, it's a...
The French fuck anything, and they have weird things where they like. If you watch any French movies, there's like nudity in there. There's underage nudity in French movies sometimes. I think like they don't really care about that.
More of this is that they're children. And that's why people are pissed. That they're 11-year-olds.
Again, like I said,
twerking children.
In France, there are movies where they have underage nudity and stuff in it. They don't. To them, that's fine. Like that's normal. They don't give a fuck. They're not fucking kids. They don't give a fuck. and I get like it's weird, and it's cool. How about instead of saying hey cancel Netflix, how about you just don't watch it?
Well, when they say cancel Netflix, they mean like cancel your subscription.
Okay,
like, don't let them have any more money.
Or you could just not watch it because I've been on Netflix and I haven't seen this pop up once.
I don't think it's out yet. It's getting ready to come out.
Okay, don't watch it. That's all you fuckers have to do. It's like when people like post dumb shit on the internet and they're like, "Oh, cancel so and so." Don't watch them. That's all you have to fucking do. If you don't support someone or if you don't like someone's views on anything, don't watch them. That's it.
Now people got to put on social media that they don't want to.
Cool.
Do it, and then they want to encourage other people.
And then they just want to ruin everyone's career. Nobody can have anything anymore.
Nope.
Don't watch them. There's people on YouTube that I don't like. I don't watch them. I don't create 15 hashtags being like, fuck this person. Let's go, all right, I don't support that. I'm not going to watch it. Move on.
Apparently Netflix did get a substantial drop in subscribers after that. But
Netflix is just fine. They'll do just fine. This thing will come on, nobody will watch it, and they'll take it off.
Or they'll only release it in France.
Or they'll only put it, on French Netflix. Because I'm sure if you looked at movies in France, it's all just child porn.
Maybe.
No, it probably is. Because they're cool. They're like, go watch any French movie. There's fucking child nudity all over the place. And also, by the way, the first Christopher Reeve Superman has a little kid penis in it. We gonna cancel that movie?
Yep. They're gonna blur that out on HBO Max.
They probably already have.
Because everybody gets
offended. Because that's technically child nudity. So.
Man of Steel has a little baby penis.
It does.
That's all I'm going to say about
that. So we're just going to cancel everything?
Yeah. Just cancel everything. Everything and anything. The only thing that will be on forever is Mickey Mouse.
It's going to be the most, like, peace. Remember that episode, and this is going to be a weird reference that probably won't make any sense. Remember that one episode? Am I going
to understand this reference?
Yeah, you will.
Okay.
Remember that one episode of The Fairly Odd Parents where Timmy made a wish where he was like, I wish everyone was, like, normal and the same, and then they were just all, like, gray blobs?
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna eventually become. We're all just gonna be gray, boring blobs of nothing. We're not gonna have personalities. We're all just gonna be boring fucking shits. Everything we watch is just gonna be the same process as
kind of
bullshit.
cater to everyone.
Stop. That's not what art is. All right. Sometimes the best art is the art that pisses people off.
That's why like stand up is probably dying because everybody's offended
Yeah,
by it.
because that's kind of what art is meant to provoke some kind of emotion. That's the whole entire basis around art. And if you're pissed off by it, that's good art. You don't have to like it. That doesn't mean it shouldn't exist. Fuck all you people.
Wade's little mini rant right there.
I hope all of you people die horribly in a fire.
Jesus, calm down.
No, I don't want these people around.
Calm down.
I don't want these fucks
Breathe.
around. I don't want them having kids and then their kids growing up to be pussies. This shit needs to stop.
Well, you can't control.
Hashtag cancel the world.
New hashtag.
Yeah.
We make a new hashtag every week.
I'm gonna start that shit. Hashtag cancel everyone.
Cancel everyone.
Everybody's canceled. Y'all can't do shit now.
Then I have one more piece of news that came out literally hours ago.
What is it?
It's not important, but I figured you'd like to know. Chris Evans accidentally posted a nude on Instagram today.
How do you accidentally post a nude?
I don't know, but he did.
Like he was just going through his phone and was like, oh shit. Was it like penis? Was it butt?
I didn't see it.
Was it fucking I need information. I need details, alright?
I'm sure somebody screenshotted it somewhere.
Oh,
so.
that's gonna be all over the internet for the next decade, alright? Somebody even if that was up for like a millisecond, somebody fucking saw that and was like, oh shit.
Somebody
screenshotted it.
Yeah, as soon as a nude gets posted anywhere, somebody even if it's some random ass person.
That's America's ass.
That's America's ass.
He should have what would have made it really funny is if he just posted it and then had that caption.
It was
and then just left it up. And
it was full
anything.
frontal, and that was the caption.
Yeah, no, that's America's ass. That'd have been fucking hilarious.
I'm sure, because Chris Evans has this weird thing where he hates the look of his body, which is weird.
Bro, if I looked like you, I'd be fucking.
He has like severe anxiety.
I'd never wear a shirt.
So like that's
You're looking good, Chris. Get over it.
You're looking good, Chris. Like he's watching our podcast.
He better be watching our podcast.
If you are, hit us up.
I feel like if we asked him enough, he'd be like, all right, cool, I'll check it out.
Hit us up. We could talk about Captain America for hours.
I'm gonna bombard him and just be like, watch my shit. He'd be like, all right, cool. He seems like a cool dude.
He does. I feel like I'd totally be friends with Chris Evans. Yeah. Now Chris Hemsworth, I'd be friends with him too.
I'd be friends with him too. He seems like he's a little bit.
Out of all the Chris's, Chris Pine would be the one that probably would be friends with.
Chris Pratt's like a dad.
Not Pratt. Chris Pine.
Chris Pine's like a dad too.
I think I'd be best friends with Chris Pratt, honestly.
Chris Pratt, yeah, maybe.
But Chris Pine.
Chris Pratt seems like the guy who would just like jump in a dumpster for no fucking reason.
Exactly.
He's just like, I don't care. Like, I'm just gonna go.
Like, I'd love to just spend the night out with Chris Pratt.
Yeah, that's
like,
probably be fucking
fantastic.
great.
It'd be fantastic.
That'd be awesome.
That's all my like movie news. I got some game news though.
I mean, I like how like Chris Evans' nude news was in movie news.
It was.
We need a separate section for celebrity news.
Celebrity news.
Yeah.
I mean, we have enough. Honestly, we probably should have a section for celebrity news. But
There's celebrity news coming out all the time.
I figured you wanted to know. So
I'm gonna do a lot of research tonight.
Research
in the bathroom.
Yeah. Hashtag faggot Wade.
Now, see, that's offensive, all right? You can't say shit.
Only to you it's offensive.
No, that's offensive to gay people. Because when I say faggot, I'm not calling you gay. I'm calling you a faggot. You called me a faggot because I saw you wearing a bow tie the other day, Wade. I've never worn a bow tie in my fucking life. I saw you wearing. All right. Never once worn a bow tie.
I saw you. You thought you were alone, but I saw you.
I've never once worn a bow tie. Where's the proof?
I don't have
hashtag
proof.
Where's proof?
The proof's in my brain.
That's not proof.
Somebody will believe me.
That's not proof.
I'll go tell him. Hey, he wore a bow tie. Like, yeah, sure.
Eyewitness testimony is the weakest form of evidence.
But it's evidence.
It's not evidence at all.
Let's move on.
You could say anything about anybody then.
I know.
Chris Evans fucking punched a baby in the dick.
In the dick?
Yeah.
God. I may believe you, but, you know.
You have to, because I saw it. That's your fucking logic.
That's, I mean, true. People say stuff about Trump all the time, so.
Well, I mean, he's also a Cheeto-loving faggot.
Let's just move on.
I love pissing people off so much. I love it. I love it.
Let's move on. I got some game news. So,
Some gay news?
Game.
Oh, okay.
We're deaf today.
You need to enunciate more.
I pronounced it exactly.
I got some gay news.
It's a game news.
Gay news. It's some gay game news.
It's not gay. I mean, is Xbox gay?
I mean, yeah.
All right, well, maybe it is gay news. The Xbox Series S and Series X are both coming out November 10th, and they came out with a price. So this is next gen price.
$600.
$499.
That's not too bad.
So
that's the price the PS4 was when it came out.
yeah, and
or no, that was $399.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit more expensive, but that's $499 is not that bad.
No, it's not. I fully expect it to be like $7.
It's the price of an iPhone.
But Sony has released that they'll probably drop their price because I think theirs was going to be higher to match Microsoft.
Yeah, they probably should.
And that also probably means PS5 is coming out around November. So
it probably will.
That's all the game. I mean, unless you want to talk about the Avengers game real quick.
Sure, we can.
Review
time.
Mini review.
Mini review time
for the new Avengers game that
Marvel's
Wade played
Avengers.
for half an hour and I
played for quite a while.
So what was your first impression playing it?
I thought the story was really dumb.
You saw the beginning and the end. You didn't see the middle.
I don't care. That's the only important stuff in anything. It was really cheesy, and it was really like... It wasn't super interesting. Like, it's sort of a basic bitch fucking idea, where it's just like, oh, what if, like, the Avengers failed? We've seen that already. It's called fucking Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah.
Like, they just did that again. And then they introduced Kamala Khan into this, like, world. And then she doesn't really, like, I don't understand why she's the main character.
I think it's just, like, you're witnessing the Avengers, I guess, through her point of
Cool.
view.
That would have been a cool idea if it was a character that we already knew. Because I'm not super familiar with Kamala Khan. I know her, but, like, I'm not, like, a Kamala Khan fan.
An Indian, and she's...
Would have been cool if we maybe...
Or no, she's not Indian. She's Muslim. Sorry.
Well, I mean, she's also American, because she's from America.
But she's a Muslim.
But, like, it would have been cool if we were, like, young Spider-Man witnessing all this stuff. And then, like, 5 years pass, and then we're Spider-Man.
We've already had a Spider-Man
because we know Spider-Man.
We've already had Spider-Man.
I know, but it would have been cool if we fucking connected it somehow. That would have been smart. I think the combat is fine. It's kind of just beat 'em up combat. Like, just click a bunch of buttons and punch robots.
Yeah, I don't feel like there was... Because I beat the game. There wasn't a whole bunch of skill involved. Mm-hmm. Like, when you're playing Spider-Man, like, there's some skill, like, oh... You can dodge like a bunch of stuff and not take any damage. In this, like, I feel like I could just brute force my way through.
Well, Spider-Man also enforced a lot of like combos.
Yeah.
Where it's like web sling this guy, slam him into this thing, punch that guy, like blah blah blah. This is basically just, hey, here's a bunch of robots, just punch them.
Spider-Man also you could do stealth or you could just go in.
Yeah.
Or in this where you're just like you gotta just.
This is just you just gotta punch everything to death.
Yeah, it's not really free world. It's kind of
it's like here's a level.
Yeah, it has a weird illusions of free world. Like, oh, look at this big open space, but you can only go like this way.
It reminds me a lot of Uncharted 4, where it's just like here's a level you can kind of go certain spots, but it's still like you have to go here.
What'd you feel about the final like character design and all that?
I think the characters look really weird. I mean, Iron Man looks like Iron Man. Bruce Banner
looks
like Bruce Banner.
You hated his voice in that.
Iron Man, Nolan North is a really talented actor, and I love Nolan
But it
North.
bugged you.
His voice does not fit with the character of Iron Man whatsoever. And every time he fucking talks, I was like, that's Deadpool. Because he's voiced Deadpool so many fucking times. I'm like, I can't not hear Deadpool.
What about the Cap thing? I know Cap's like your favorite character.
Cap, his fucking suit looked dumb. I hated that like bomber vest looking fucking suit. It was really stupid.
5 minutes you got to play as him though was it cool?
It was fine. He had a cool sort of move set. It was like whatever. The moves themselves, like when we're playing as all the Avengers and stuff, I could see it. Like if that was the game, if it was just like a little short like mini game that you could play, like you could buy for like $10, and it was just like 1 or 2 missions like that, honestly, like I would have been like, that's cool. But I'm sure, how much did you pay for this game? $60?
Yeah.
This is a $60 game. Probably took you 20 hours to beat it.
Probably.
It's not a $60 game.
Yeah, it was really short because I thought I was only halfway done, and then I was like, oh, I'm on the final mission apparently.
Yeah.
So, because it had a little percentage in the top corner. It said campaign completion, and I was at like 50%. I guess it counts the side missions. I'm like, that's not campaign. That's not what the campaign is. The campaign is the main storyline, but
Like, this to me feels like a game that I would buy, play it and beat it, and then just never like touch it ever
I
again.
honestly,
Be like, all right, it was fun, but I'm never gonna go back to it.
I don't think they will, but they should release the DLCs for free because that game wasn't.
They should. They won't.
I know for sure we're getting Spider-Man and Hawkeye DLCs, and I think we're getting an Ant-Man DLC, which I don't know how they're gonna do the combat for that.
That would be really neat to see that.
Yeah.
That would probably be really like innovative and cool if they do it correctly.
If they do it right,
which they probably won't. They'll probably.
But they've also released all these other characters like Black Panther and all these other characters. They said that each character has their own moveset, which that's just insane.
I mean, their own moveset. They all punch exactly. It's all just punching and kicking, and then every now and then, like Iron Man does a couple blasts.
When I say moveset, they have their own animations.
Cool. I mean. It's still just punch and kick. They all play exactly the same. It's just like, oh, Captain America throws a shield. Iron Man got his little pulse blast. Thor shoots lightning. Like it's all. They all play kind of the same for the most part.
Also, this is spoilers. So if anybody doesn't want to know this, Captain America doesn't die.
Gives a flying fuck.
I mean, there might be some people out there that are like,
I don't care anything about this game. Like, you need to get a life.
Captain America doesn't die. They faked you out.
Yeah.
Would you have respected it more if he was actually dead?
I wouldn't have liked it, but I would have at least respected it because it's the same thing they do with Batman all the fucking time. It's like, oh, Batman's dead. No, really. Like, kill him. If you're going to make that part of the plot, Cap's dead.
That's the whole plot of
and this is why, like, we're disbanded. This is why the bad guy has taken over. Have him actually be dead. Because then when you bring that character back, everything else up until that point doesn't matter anymore.
It's true.
So it's like, you could have just kept him alive and then just said, like, MODOK took over the government and, you know, made superheroes. Because what happens in the plot still could have happened if Cap was alive or dead.
Right, because they even go to court and they're like, are the Avengers a problem in society? And they're like, yes.
They don't even ask all the Avengers. They just ask Bruce Banner.
Yeah, they just ask
and he's
Bruce
just
Banner.
like, yeah. And then they're like, all right, y'all are outlaws now.
Yeah.
Could have still happened if Cap was alive.
Yeah, it could have still happened.
And then, like, it could have been, they could have did a Winter Soldier thing where, like, Hydra was part of the government and they were like, fuck these superheroes, and they outlawed all the superheroes. Same thing could have happened. You didn't need to pretend that Cap was dead and then not play as him for a majority of the game. You literally got Cap back, like, 2 missions before the final mission.
Yeah. So, it's like, what? Like, if you're gonna do that, have that be the halfway mark when Cap comes back, so you can play as like all the Avengers for a little bit. Bring back. I mean, I'm saying if you're gonna do that and bring him back like halfway through. Because when I'm playing an Avengers game, I don't want to not play as the Avengers. I want to play as the Avengers. I don't want to play as Kamala Khan throughout 80% of the game, and then I get the Avengers at the end. Yeah. Like what? No, because the title's not Kamala Khan. No, the title's The Avengers. The Avengers. And there's only like 6 characters in the game you can play as anyway, which is really dumb. Yeah, this felt like an EA game. Which is like, here's all this bare bones shit. We'll add it later. Like, also, this game has buyable, like real money buyable shit, which it doesn't need. For one, all of the stuff is for cosmetics, which it's cool. I would like to have different outfits and cosmetics. That's a cool idea. But I don't want to pay real money for that shit. Remember when games used to do that, but you had to actually play the game to called Spider-Man PS4. That's what they did. You don't have to pay for those cosmetics. Yeah. But nah, they're like, we got to get money out of this somehow. So make a good game. $60 isn't enough for a half finished game. And in this new generation, they're talking about raising game prices. Like, fuck off. Fuck off. They're talking about raising to $70 or $80. I'll pay $80 for a fucking game when you make it as big as The Witcher. Right? Yeah, if you're releasing a game for $80, I want all the DLCs that come with it. I want no DLC. I want the game. No, I'm just. I want a completed game. That's what I'm saying. Like, I want, if you release DLCs, I want it for free with the game. No deal. Just make a fucking completed game. Don't give me DLC. Every game has a DLC now. Don't do that. They do that. They break off pieces of the game so they can sell them later. Don't do that. Just give me a big ass fucking game that I can play for a while. That's all you gotta do. Give me Red Dead. Give me Red Dead 2. Give me Witcher 3. Give me, like, if games are going to start being like that now, cool. Fucking A. Witcher 3, I had for, like, 4 years, and I jumped back into it, like, last year, and there was still shit I was, like, finding in there where I was like, oh, shit, I didn't do this yet. Like,
I want a massive ass fucking game like that. We don't get that anymore because everything's got to be broken up and sold separately.
And everything's got microtransactions.
And everything's got fucking microtransactions.
Microtransactions. I mean, whoever invented it is a genius, but it's also the worst thing ever happened in games. It's like, oh, you know, you can buy your way into being good in this game.
I think that started in like the free to play genre, where it was like, oh, you know, the game's free to play, but if you want to, you know, buy some stuff, like you can buy some extra stuff, and then it transferred over into like normal games, and it's just I fucking hate it.
Like Star Wars Battlefront. Does that need microtransactions? No.
It doesn't need DLC either.
Does Avengers need micro? No. No game needs microtransactions. None. I mean, I guess it makes sense that the Avengers only have cosmetics, which is fine because there is an online port. I haven't played the online portion. You might be able to pay your way into getting better online, like the skill tree and whatnot.
Maybe.
I have no idea.
Wouldn't put it past them.
I wouldn't either. But that kind of thing is what makes me mad. Like Grand Theft Auto 5, you can pay your way into being like the best player in the game.
Yeah.
Or
that's why Grand Theft Auto 5's multiplayer sucked.
Now it was good when it first came out.
It was solid, and then they were like, "Hey, just buy everything."
Yeah, here's tanks that you can not die in, and you can blow everybody up. It's like this isn't fun. It's not what I didn't
remember when games were like challenging.
Yeah. What happened to Assassin's Creed, man?
I mean, they're still making Assassin's Creed,
but like the good Assassin's Creed.
So like the first like 3,
the Ezio stuff.
Those are gone.
Black Flag is still the best Assassin's Creed game.
Black Flag was
one of
good.
the best. But yeah, the Avengers game wasn't worth $60.
It wasn't worth $60, and I fucking called that from when I saw the trailer. I was like, this game looks like it's basically just Ultimate Alliance. In this day and age,
we didn't talk
but you can't even switch fucking characters.
In the middle of missions, you can't switch
It's
characters.
2020. We have a fucking PS4. You can't switch characters. There's 4 characters in each map. You can't switch between them. What the fuck?
Also, it's dumb that you have 6 playable characters, but you can only be 4 in a map.
That defeats the entire purpose of being an Avengers game, for one. But like any of the Marvel Lego games, there's like 130 characters in there. You can switch between any of them.
And it's also free roam. There's a big
it's free roam. And it's like, I understand it's a Lego game and it's not as like graphically intensive as whatever, but
you only have 6 characters.
We're also like, we also have to remember that like Grand Theft Auto 5 came out during the PS3 era, and that had a massive open world, and you could switch between 3 different characters. You're telling me we don't have that technology now?
No, we do.
4 or 5 years later?
We do.
That's bullshit.
They didn't implement it. You have to pick the character you want to be at the beginning of the mission, and then that's who you are throughout the mission.
It's fucking dumb.
It is. It's really dumb. I don't know if it's something to do with like the skill tree or something. I don't know. I don't know if that fucked it up and that's why.
No, no, because they could have just made the skill tree something after every mission. You get to pick like which character you want to upgrade and whatever. They could have just did that.
But they made it to where like you get experience or whatnot while you're fighting, and I think that's what messed it up, and that's why you can't do it.
Well, they fucked that up.
Yeah. So it's not even as good as Ultimate Alliance, I guess.
I mean, maybe in terms of like, it probably runs a little better because Ultimate Alliance came out on PS2.
I don't know. I don't know if you noticed, but whenever I was playing, there were some moments where the graphics like downgraded because like it couldn't handle all the intense shit that was happening. Now, so this is like a PS3 game.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, you didn't get into like the weird, crazy, intense missions where there's like bombs blowing up all the time. That's like my PS4 for one sounded like it was about to catch on fire, and then for 2. It just like the graphics just like downgraded.
Yeah.
So I don't know. If you really want to buy this game, wait until it's discounted for sure.
So do you like it? Do you think it's a worthy purchase?
It's the most average game you could buy. Like everybody knows Cap dies from the trailers. If you watch the trailers, if you can just imagine what happens, that's probably what happens in the game.
Basically.
The Avengers are disbanded, but you know they come
it's
back.
The most generic.
They come back together at the end and they defeat Modok.
Yeah, there's no tension. There's no like it's whatever you think is gonna happen happens.
Yeah, no, there's never a point where I'm like somebody's gonna die.
Yeah,
in this game,
it's not like the end of Arkham City where they killed the fucking Joker and he actually was dead and it was cool as fuck.
Yeah,
and nobody fucking saw that coming. It's just like, all right, it's the same thing.
It'd be better if they had little like hints towards things that they've done as Avengers, but they don't even have that.
No.
Like, oh yeah, we fought Loki, or oh yeah, we've defeated Ultron already, or something.
They do have references to like comics and stuff that are real fucking cringy.
Yeah, they have like quotes from comics and shit, but they don't like in. I'm kind of.
But it felt like to me, it didn't feel. I don't mean to cut you off, but it didn't feel like the way that like, because I feel like if Kevin Feige did something like that, it's because he's a fan and he knows how to like implement that stuff into the movies. This game felt like a 40-year-old businessman in a suit just being like, like what can we put in this game that people will recognize? Oh, I'm gonna Google some iconic quotes from the comics. All right, let's put this in.
But
it didn't feel like they like gave a shit and like knew where to put this in naturally.
It's obvious that in this world the Avengers have been around for a while because they have their own. Like, they have their own day.
They have like Disney World for Avengers.
I'd like to know like a little history of where they, like who these Avengers fought, who's on this team.
Yeah, like it would have been cool if at that like park you can just go around. There's like a history of the Avengers. Like, oh, remember when they fought Namor? Remember when they fought Loki? Remember when
they almost destroyed the world with Ultron?
Like, like that would be fun.
And then like Hank Pym's in this for no reason. He doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
he's just there. And and they mentioned Captain Marvel. So like, who else? What other superheroes? Did she ever
show up in the game?
No, but they mentioned Cap says her name.
Really weird.
And she shows up on posters in the back.
Because I would think that like she would have a cameo or something. In the game.
I mean,
like,
I think
I'm Captain Marvel.
I think she's getting a DLC thing, so she'll probably show up. But like, who else is super out there? Is Doctor Strange out there?
Yeah, who else is bopping around?
Is Black Panther out there? I mean, he is because we're getting a DLC for him too. But
they don't acknowledge anybody else.
Other than the 5.
Because when they outlaw the Avengers, I would feel like there would be a lot of superheroes that were like, "Fuck you, no."
Right.
Like Black Panther. Black Panther would tell you to go fuck yourself.
He'd be like, I'm not even a superhero.
He's like,
I'm protecting my land.
By superhero they mean like vigilante, whatever. So he'd be like, fuck you, no, I'm gonna do what I want to do. Same thing with Daredevil. Daredevil tells them to go fuck themselves.
Right.
So it's like that whole plot of outlawing superheroes would never actually work, just because you'd have those dickheads that would just be like, no, fuck you, arrest me. Like I'll just break out.
Also, Tony Stark loses all his money in this game, which is weird. Strange. It's like you take away the one thing that Tony Stark has going.
Yeah, his character.
It's pretty weird.
And they don't do anything interesting with that either. I just don't have any money.
He doesn't have his money, and then he just like, oh, but I still got a suit.
Yeah, sell the suit.
It's really weird. It's weird. And they have a weird Donald Blake. Is that what Thor's alter ego is? They have a weird reference to that. And that is like for 5 seconds. He's wearing a shirt and it says D Blake on the name tag, and that's it. There's a weird Elton John reference. There's Tiny Dancing.
What? Oh, yeah, I remember that. Doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense. No. There's weird references that I don't want. I want references to Marvel shit in the game.
But, and I want references that like aren't cringy and like are like woven into the story a little bit. Where I'm like, because a good reference is a reference you don't catch immediately, but you're like, oh shit, they just did that thing. Because when Kamala Khan quotes Captain America from the comics, it's so like telegraphed, and like the moment she said it, I was like, fuck you.
And then
like literally, this is from Civil War. Like,
literally, like 3 seconds later, Captain America walks up to her.
Yeah,
like, what?
You couldn't have fucking had Captain America say that? Like, what the fuck?
Right. Like, come on.
And she said it wrong too.
She said the whole quote,
which is dumb.
Yeah.
She should have just said the end of it, because that would have, in context, that would have made more sense. She should have said, "No, you move, you cocksucker."
I love how when you first started the game, though, you're like, "Is she gonna just meet every Avenger? Like, this is just cringe."
She did.
I know.
She literally like met every. Why is she so fucking special?
Like,
she got no powers.
She just happens to meet every. That's
so goofy.
Yeah. No.
That's so fucking.
And she has a conversation with almost all of them.
Yeah.
Except for Dr. Banner, which is the only one I think she like just watched.
She just sees him.
But like she had a conversation with Thor, Cap, Black Widow.
Thor literally just pops up, and she just happens to be right there. And she's like, "Oh hey, little girl, I'm gonna talk to you for a couple minutes," and he fucks off.
Thor wouldn't do that. He didn't care.
Thor's the most arrogant motherfucker in the world. Thor would not spend 5 minutes of his time talking to a random.
He'd be like, "Hello."
He would have landed in the middle of the fucking crowd and been like, "Hey, I'm Thor." Blah 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 blah. Like,
look at my hammer.
Yeah, look at my hammer. I killed so many demons with this hammer. Like he would have been a fucking like arrogant.
He loves the attention.
Yeah, he would have just popped up next to this little girl. Cap maybe,
also,
and that could have been a good moment.
Also, he'd like landed
And
nobody went and ran to go talk to him.
Nobody's like, oh shit, it's Thor.
Everybody was like, whatever.
Everyone's like, whatever. He does this all the time. Fuck him. I saw him last week at fucking 7-Eleven.
You'd think as soon as any of them are noticed, like there'd just be a swarm of people around.
Yeah, because they're celebrities.
Exactly.
And the moment with Cap could have been a really great moment. Because I always love, like in Spider-Man PS4 did it better. Where that scene where Miles Morales is getting beaten up in the alley and Spider-Man just shows up, beats up all those guys, and then he just like, he helps Miles up and he's like, hey, you know, blah, blah, and then they just have this like genuine conversation. And it's just, it's not... Because what Cap says doesn't make any fucking sense. He's like, oh, I read all the fan mail or whatever. I remember every single one. There's no fucking way you would have remembered this little girl's name or her thing. Even if you did actually read all those, there's no fucking way you would have been like, oh, yeah, I read your thing. It was about this.
It's about the lizards.
It was about the lizards and shit. Like, I remember that. It was great. You're a talented storyteller. Like, fuck you. Fuck you, you little kid.
Also, this should have been connected to Spider-Man PS4. That would have been smart, but they didn't do it.
Smart, yeah.
Which is going to be weird when you play Spider-Man and it's not the Spider-Man that we're...
I mean, it's not going to be that weird because it's not like... We've had Spider-Man games with other Spider-Man, but it's just kind of strange.
We're going to get that, and then they're immediately going to come out with another Spider-Man game that's going to be the other Spider-Man. Yeah. So why don't you just connect it?
I don't fucking know. I don't know.
It's weird. Like I said before, if you're getting it, wait for a discount. That's what I'd say.
Maybe. I don't know. I just don't get
Or
it.
Hope that the DLCs are free, which they probably won't be.
Play a demo, and then you basically play the whole game.
Probably. I'm sure the demo is just the beginning.
That's all you need to play. That's the game.
And then you...
and then look up the story online.
I'm sure you could watch the entire story in like 20 minutes on
yeah.
YouTube. The majority of the game is just beating up people.
Not even people, robots.
Yeah. And then the actual story is like 20 minutes.
Probably, yeah.
Literally, for spoilers, for anybody who doesn't want to watch it but just wants to know real quick, the whole story is Cap dies, the Avengers disbanded, they come back together to defeat MODOK. That's like the whole story.
It's the most generic.
And Kamala Khan is like
thing.
the person you are watching the whole thing.
It's literally, it's like the plot of Endgame in a way, where it's just like, oh, the Avengers are disbanded, and
but
then they come back together, and then
really
they
badly
come back and they beat the bad guy. Except it's done way worse.
Yeah.
Because at least Endgame had some fun things that we weren't expecting to happen. This is literally everything you expect.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much.
This is Justice League.
This is Justice League.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our mini review of Avengers. So there you go. Let's move on. I got some Marvel and DC news.
Oh shit, we still have news?
I still do, yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. Let's talk about them.
Which one you
I
want?
thought that was like the end.
No, Marvel or DC? Which one?
We'll save the stuff that matters for last. So let's talk about Marvel.
You arrogant bastard.
I'm not arrogant. I'm just speaking the truth.
So, I got some Moon Knight rumors.
Like Potato Man.
I got some Moon Knight rumors.
Fuck. All right.
So Moon Knight is rumored to be a Daredevil type, like tonally, because it's apparently going to go on the new rated R section of the Disney Plus stuff. So
good,
because this is what somebody said, is that it doesn't tie into the movies that much. It's going to be kind of like its own thing, and so they don't care.
He doesn't need to pop up in any of the movies.
So they don't care if he shows up in other stuff. So that's what the rumors is right now. It's still in pre-production, so they're still working things out. But
good.
I knew you'd like that.
So. Good, because I've been so worried about the show. Like, don't make a PG-13 Moon Knight. Don't make a PG-13 Deadpool either. Don't make a PG-13 Moon Knight. If you read any of the fucking Moon Knight comics, that shit's gory as fuck.
Yeah.
That shit's fucking nuts. Go balls to the wall with the show. I wouldn't say necessarily make it like Daredevil, because Daredevil kind of had like a neo-noir-ish feel to it. I think that works more for Daredevil, but definitely make this a lot darker than any of the movies, and make it sort of like The Dark Knight for Marvel in a way, like where it's just this dark, like gritty, like.
If it is Dark Knight-esque, that'd be
awesome.
Be amazing. Apparently, it's gonna be TVMA, so like anything good, anything.
Awesome, that's fucking cool. Don't make it shitty. Make it good.
You never know. They could
because having an R rating doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna be good.
No.
Make a good R rated show.
Yeah. But it makes it better.
It makes it a little bit better because you can do a little bit more with it. Yeah. Don't make it like Titans, where it's just like, oh, we have an R rating, so we're just gonna say fuck every 2 minutes.
But you never know. It's Disney. Next
Fuck
week,
Batman.
next week they'll be like, yeah, we're not doing that now. But you never know.
Well, then I won't watch that show. So.
You never know. Iron Fist and Luke Cage rights revert back in October, so we could be getting some news on that.
When does Daredevil revert back?
I think it comes out in November.
Okay, cool.
So I think Iron Fist and Luke Cage got canceled. They both got canceled before Daredevil, right?
Daredevil was the last one to get
canceled. Yeah, so I think Iron Fist and Luke Cage are first, and they come out next month. So we might. I doubt we'll get any news in October, but you never know. Maybe we will.
I don't know if we'll get news that quick.
It'd be awesome if they're immediately like, yeah, we're making a Heroes for Hire show. It'd be fucking great.
An episodic Heroes for Hire show is the best fucking idea you could make for those two.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like there's not like there might be like an overarching story, but like every episode is just like, here's a new thing you guys got to go do. Go fucking help those guys. Make it like Lethal Weapon with fucking Luke Cage and Iron Fist. Like that's what I want from these characters.
Somebody was saying though that they think that you should throw Jessica Jones in there. How would you feel about that?
Heroes for Hire?
Yeah, just them three.
Well, at that point it'd just be Defenders. Just make a Defenders show.
Just make a Defenders show.
Yeah. At that point it's just like, all right, might as well fucking throw Daredevil in.
No, they were saying leave Daredevil out and do his own thing, and then let them three do Heroes for Hire.
Well, then that would just be Defenders. You have 3 out of the 4 Defenders members. Like it's just Defenders at that point.
I guess. But I would love a Luke Cage Iron.
It'd be so good. Bring back Mike Coulter, because I think he wasn't in season 1. It definitely I was kind of like, his performance is kind of like whatever. I think as the show was going on though, he definitely got better, and he to the point where I think
he was great. Honestly,
the second season I was like, all right, I like what he's doing with Luke Cage, and I want to see this guy, improve on this character, and I want to see where this character goes. Same thing with Finn Jones as Iron Fist, where the first season I was like, he's not really like he doesn't feel like Iron Fist. But then in the second season, he started to kind of be a little bit more like these characters were kind of growing into the characters we know, and then they just canceled the fucking show.
I think the problem with Iron Fist is if you think about it, is a really weird character to try to put in a realistic world that Netflix was creating. The Netflix world. It's like it's really weird to throw the comic version of Iron Fist in there. Like it's a little.
I mean, we already had a big buff black man who's bulletproof. We had a woman who was basically like Superman, and we had Daredevil fighting ninjas that came back to life.
But those all can be semi-realistic.
You can't. No, bringing dead people back isn't realistic.
But having a goofy dude and a bandana and
that's fine. It's just make a martial arts show.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because they could have definitely done a Moon Knight sort of thing where it's like they play with the fact like, oh, is he fucking crazy? Is he full of shit, or is he actually real? Like they could have had fun with that. They do that for like 2 episodes, and then it turns out like, oh no, this is all real.
Also.
That should have been the entirety of season 1.
Whether they recast any of these characters or not, when you make Iron Fist, make him a good fighter, Marvel. Jesus.
I would have been fine with them making him Asian, because I know people wanted that when they originally cast Iron
care.
Fist.
As long as he's a good actor.
Like a guy who knows martial arts and is really good.
Get a good actor and have him do good martial arts.
I would say get Donnie Yen, but he's 65. But I love Donnie Yen, so I'd be totally fine with that.
I mean, I don't know. But that's all I want from an Iron Fist.
What would be fucking hilarious if they get Charlie Cox?
Oh, that'd be weird.
Because he knows martial arts and he's a really good actor.
That'd be really weird.
It'd be fucking hilarious.
No, if you're gonna bring him into the MCU, bring him back as Daredevil.
They'd probably do that, but that'd be really fun if they were just like, oh, you're Iron Fist now.
It'd be. I think the internet may blow up though if like in October they're like, yeah, we're bringing Mike Coulter and Finn Jones.
I don't think
back.
they care about them. I think if they were like Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio coming back.
But no, if that happened. Everybody would be like, well, like,
fucking hell.
They'll bring him back
awesome.
Charlie Cox then. They got to if they bring back them two.
Yeah, that'd be weird if they... We'll bring back some of you, but not all of
you. The ones I want, though, is Vincent D'Onofrio, Charlie Cox,
I want all of them back. Because I
Barton.
want to see these characters go on and do more things. Because I do think that Luke Cage, that show was getting better.
Season 2
Iron
ended.
Fist was getting a little bit better.
Season 2 ended on like that cliffhanger. Like I want to know.
Yeah, like that's a cool idea. Like expand on that. That could have been a cool season 3. Like these shows were getting better right as they were canceled, and Daredevil was great from the start. So like I want to see more of these characters. I want to see them evolve and change and what kind of goofy adventures are they going into?
And a Punisher show could be like just fantastic.
Season 3, the first 3 episodes of season 3 were perfect.
Season 3,
season 2, first 3 episodes of season 2.
You could. I feel like I don't know if it's easy per se, but you could make a Punisher show and it'd be great. Honestly, I think you could.
You could.
I think you need to make it just a little smaller of a story than what they were trying to do in the Netflix shows, but
they proved it with the first 3 episodes.
They proved it in Daredevil season
Just
2.
do that. Daredevil season 2 is the best Punisher show.
John Berthel's great. Also, I love him.
He is.
Bring him back, Marvel.
And he's a completely different character in the Punisher show than he is in Daredevil.
Very true.
In Daredevil, he's just like ruthless. Like I don't care. I'm gonna murder everyone. And then in Punisher, he's like, I kind of don't want to murder people anymore. It's like that's not Frank Castle.
Frank Castle would literally just murder
Frank Castle is literally the most unlikable fucking person in the entire Marvel universe because he in his free time in one of the comics it was shown that like he doesn't have a TV, he doesn't do anything in his spare time other than work out and murder people. Like that's all he does.
I imagine in his free time he sharpens knives.
Yeah, he just prepares to go fight people. Like he's a fucking crazy lunatic.
He lost his family.
Who's like he's like Batman. He's just obsessed with this whole thing.
Oh God.
He's not a I don't want a sympathetic.
Imagine a conversation between Frank
Castle
and Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne would hate Frank Castle.
But they have similar like backgrounds.
But that's why he would hate Frank Castle because they're too much alike, and Batman doesn't want to admit that they're alike at all. To be like, "Fuck you."
I'd love to see a conversation.
It'd be great.
It'd be great. Next, Harry Styles is rumored to be appearing in a Marvel movie soon. I don't know as who or in what movie, but apparently he's been in the talks for something.
I mean, just make him Harry Styles.
Just make him Harry Styles.
Yeah, Harry Styles.
What if he's Moon Knight?
Don't make that fuck Moon Knight. He's a good actor. He's fine, but like, don't make that fuck Moon Knight. He's not. He hasn't proved himself as an actor enough to be fucking Moon Knight.
What if he's like Daredevil or something?
Don't do that. Again, he hasn't proved himself as an actor to be anybody.
I honestly think if he shows up in a movie, he's gonna be like a weird side character.
That's what he should be, because he's not an actor. He's a singer who was in one movie.
He's gonna show up in Shang-Chi.
No, because he's white.
He's gonna be the one white dude.
No,
he's gonna be like a black
token white guy.
Yeah, he's gonna be like.
And then the whole movie they just make fun of the white guy.
Yeah.
And then everyone just ignores that as if that didn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fun.
He's gonna be grown up Harley Keener.
We already saw him.
He's gonna be more grown up.
I mean, we saw him.
I don't know.
He could be his brother.
I literally have no idea. He could be Kang for all I know. I have no idea.
No, that's dumb.
I have no idea.
Don't do this.
Just don't do it.
Unless it's gonna be like a goofy one-off, like Matt Damon style cameo in the Marvel universe. Like, don't do it. Because who? Not that I hate Harry. I'm not one of those people like fuck Harry Styles. Fuck him. I don't.
I just can't imagine who he'd be.
He's not an actor. He's not.
He's a singer.
He was in one movie, and he had like 4 lines in that movie.
Didn't he die? Yeah, he did.
He didn't die. He made it to the end. Remember they gave him the beers on the train.
Yeah, that's right.
He hasn't proven himself to be a competent enough actor to. And if he's a main character, he's not a lead.
No.
So he either has to be a side guy or just like a cameo thing.
It'd be funny if he was like Daniel Craig and he's like a stormtrooper.
That'd be totally fine. I'd be totally fine with that. He's like Beta Ray Bill's like one of his friends or whatever, one of his little lackeys. That'd be fucking great.
He's Beta Ray.
Make him like a Korg-esque character.
Yeah.
Where he's just like a goofy like.
I can see him showing up in Thor 4.
Do that. I'd be fine with that. Don't make him a lead. Don't make him in like an iconic character. He hasn't proved himself as an actor yet.
Speaking of Thor 4, great segue. Chris Hemsworth said he will likely return after Thor 4.
Probably.
Where do you think he's going?
Why the fuck wouldn't he?
Where do you think he's going to show up though? Do you think we'll get a Thor 5?
No, it's weird that Thor's getting a 4th movie in general. I think that's strange.
I mean, he'll for sure probably show up in another Avengers movie.
I think he should be like what I want Ben Affleck's Batman to be. He should just show up in other people's movies.
Do you think? I don't think he'll show up in Guardians 3, but maybe
he might have. I think he'll show up in Guardians 3 for like a second. He'll show up at the beginning and just be like, "Oh,
if we get,
I ain't fat no more."
If we get like a Nova movie, I could see him showing up in a Nova.
I could see it. Yeah, he should just cameo and stuff.
Maybe Captain Marvel 2 also. Anything space related, I could see him cameo in.
Definitely. Maybe we see Baby Thor in Eternals.
I think it's too far in the past.
Fuck.
Because he's only 1,500 years old.
What if we see Baby Odin?
We could see. I think young Odin is actually in Eternals.
That would be fucking cool.
And I think there's a possibility of young Thanos in Eternals also.
Fucking cool.
So
start building out this universe a little bit more, guys. This universe you've been building for 11 years.
I mean, it is the distant past. We could see. There's also rumors that we could see a young Ego floating around somewhere.
Fuck, bring back Kurt Russell. Shouldn't have killed him. Fucked up, James Gunn.
What else else are you gonna do with Ego? His story.
I don't care. I don't care if Kurt Russell has to be recast 15 times in the MCU. I want Kurt Russell in the MCU. Should have been Uncle Ben.
It'd be really funny if you just see Kurt Russell walk in the background of Eternals. Like,
great.
That'd be fucking hilarious.
Oh shit, it's Kurt Russell. He would have made an incredible Uncle Ben.
I've heard. I've still heard people saying Tom Hanks is gonna be Uncle Ben.
He's too fucking old.
Don't do that.
And he's got too much of a saggy neck. We need like a cool Uncle Ben.
What a weird. He's got a saggy
No, because
neck.
he looks like because Tom Hanks is what, 70?
No, he's like 60 something.
He looks like a 70-year-old man. Marissa Tomei doesn't look her age at all. We need someone who's like older, like a John Hamm, who doesn't look like he's fucking 55.
That'd be weird if John Hamm was.
Why would that be weird?
It'd just be weird. Like, you should be a superhero.
He should be, but he's too old, and no one wants to cast him as fucking anything. So, make him Uncle Ben. Fucking.
It'd be weird. It's weird. People were saying Mel Gibson too. So
Mel Gibson would be great. I think he'd make a great Craven, honestly.
I don't see Craven
Because he's like a big dude. He can do the like accent, and be like, "Oh, I'm Craven." He's got the big beard and everything. Like I could totally see Mel Gibson as fucking Craven. I think that'd be awesome.
So can he grow the mustache?
Yes, I just said he had a big ass beard.
The handlebar mustache?
And he can shave it into a handlebar mustache. He doesn't he doesn't have a handlebar mustache, does he?
I think some versions.
He's got like a beard.
Some versions of him he has the
Just give him a
handlebar
beard.
mustache.
Make it modern. Give him a beard.
Make it modern.
Give him a dumb handlebar mustache.
I'd rather him be Uncle Ben than Craven.
But he's not going to be anywhere near these Marvel movies because he hates Jews or whatever.
That's weird.
So,
anyways,
even though he made a movie about Jesus.
Yeah. That's all the Marvel news I got. So you ready for my DC stuff?
DC news.
I don't know if you've heard about this.
The only shit that matters.
It's not the only shit that
That's
matters.
the little subtitle of that.
I don't know if you heard this, but Wonder Woman got delayed again.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Like Tenet mainly. Tenet didn't make as much money as they thought they were, so they're like, we want to make money on this movie, so they're pushing it back.
I hate to inform you guys. Wonder Woman's not going to make that much money.
The first one made a chunk of change.
decent amount. The first one didn't hit $1 billion.
No.
First one didn't even hit 800 million. I think it only made like 600, 700 million.
But I think they want this to beat Captain Marvel, which is the highest grossing
it's
woman
not.
superhero movie.
I'm going to tell you right now, it's not. Captain Marvel wasn't even that great.
And it made $1 billion.
Captain Marvel only made $1 billion because it's a Marvel movie.
Do you think Black Widow will beat it?
Black Widow will make $1 billion because it's a Marvel movie. I'm sorry, DC. I hate to.
You're not there yet.
I hate to inform you because you clearly haven't gotten the memo yet. You're not Marvel. You haven't built out your universe for the last decade and grown this fan base. You're not there yet.
You could be.
I know Aquaman made $1 billion, but it's only because of China.
Fish.
Because they love mermaid shit. like Shazam didn't do well. Birds of Prey didn't do well. I don't understand why they all of a sudden think this is gonna do gangbusters. This I'm sure this will do better than those two movies. But it's not gonna do gangbusters.
The reason is because the first trailer got so much hype around it, and that's because the first trailer was good.
It's a good trailer.
But that doesn't mean it's gonna make $1 billion.
Yeah, good trailers don't mean shit.
I think that's the basis for superhero movies now. If they don't make $1 billion,
it is because all of these movies cost $500-600 million to make, so they have to make at least $1 billion to make some money back. And if they don't, then it's like fuck. All right.
So yeah, I think when Tenet released their first weekend numbers, that's when Warner Brothers was like, we gotta move this back a little bit. So now it's not coming out until Christmas Day, December 25th.
No, it's gonna make even less money. Everyone's gonna be. It's Christmas. We're not going to the movies. It's Christmas. No one wants to see a fun summer Wonder Woman movie during Christmas. It's cold as shit outside. I want to laugh at a goofy Christmas movie.
Maybe they also moved it because they didn't want to compete with Black Widow. I don't know.
When was it supposed to come out?
Like before Corona?
No, before this delay.
I think it was supposed to come out in November. With Black Widow the same month.
Black Widow come this month or this year?
Yeah.
I thought they moved it to next year anyway. Like when the COVID stuff started.
I think they were talking about moving it to next year, and then they kept it.
But even if they wanted to like not interfere with Black Widow, why December? That's an entire year.
I don't know.
Move it to fucking March. Like at that point, people like Black Widow will be out of the cinema. Like you wouldn't be competing with Black Widow anymore. Like this is weird.
I don't know. I've heard rumors that Black Widow might get.
So we're gonna
moved too.
have Wonder Woman, the Suicide Squad, Batman, and Justice League all come out next year.
No, I think Wonder Woman's coming out December 25th this year.
Oh, they moved it to this year.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what confused me. You didn't clarify that.
No,
Fuck.
No, it was. I think it was supposed to come out in November of this year.
Okay.
They were talking about moving it to like March of next year.
Okay, that's a little
They
bit better.
they decided to move it to
Because
December.
that's why I was so frustrated. Because like, why would you move this your whole year?
No. December this
Okay.
year. This year. My bad.
That's better.
My bad.
You fucking, you got me heated for nothing. I'm gonna have a heart attack.
In which I think
It's still weird that December.
I think it was the Tenet, money, and Black Widow.
maybe
I think
Tenet
that was-
did well though. It's not doing great, but like it's making money.
Here's the thing. I read this. To break even, guess how much Tenet has to make from all the delays. Just take a guess.
Like $100 million.
$500 million to break even from the delays.
Really?
Yeah.
That movie cost that much to make?
No, just from how much production went into the delays and shit like that.
Oh, that's why you don't delay movies.
500 million. It's not gonna make that much.
No, probably not.
It'll make 300.
It'll be the
maybe.
first Christopher Nolan bomb.
Every movie this year is gonna be a bomb, except for the shit that came out in January.
Well, yeah. Bad Boys for Life.
It's the only thing that came.
Hell yeah.
Onward or whatever. It's, last thing.
Onward.
Like
yeah, pretty much.
I don't even know. I don't even want to know how much Black Widow and Wonder Woman have to make to break even.
Black Widow has to make every Marvel movie that comes out has to make at least close to $1 billion now because they're putting like Black Widow's probably like $500 million to make. Doesn't need to be that much at all.
But
should have been like
I'm
$10
talking
million.
about with the delays now. I don't even want to
probably $1 billion or more
to break even. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's probably why they're moving Wonder Woman. They're like, we need to make as much
that's
money
why
as possible.
this whole industry is going to collapse in on itself at some point because all of these movies are insane when it comes to money put into them, and eventually stuff like this is the stuff that needs to be accounted for when you're making movies like this in case all of a sudden movies just shut down and you have to push your movie back. Like if your movie doesn't break even, you're fucked.
I want to look. I just looked what the Black Widow budget was. It's $200 million.
That's still way too much.
I mean, that's a normal superhero movie nowadays.
But Black Widow should be like Jason fucking Bourne. It should be like
It should be John Wick.
I could make that movie for like $100,000.
It should be John Wick.
It should be John Wick. John Wick did not cost $200 million to make. It cost like
maybe
$5.
Maybe the newest one because
but the first one, the first John Wick cost $5 and a chicken sandwich. All right.
And Keanu Reeves.
And Keanu Reeves, who probably ate that fucking chicken sandwich.
He probably showed up just. He didn't even.
He probably put money into it.
Probably. He said, I want to do this.
He's like, this sounds cool. I'm gonna do this.
Yeah. So yeah, Wonder Woman's delayed. I've heard that Black Widow is possibly getting delayed too, so we may not even get a Marvel movie this year.
Cool. I mean, that's fine because we need a break from this stuff. But like, I just don't put it out. Like, fuck it. Put it on Disney Plus. People will buy that.
Honestly, if they put
People
it out,
paid for fucking Mulan.
if they put out $30 to watch, I'd probably pay for it.
Exactly.
Because that's just
If you put this movie out anywhere, people are going to buy it.
Yeah.
Because it's Marvel and people want to see the new Marvel movie.
They should release both, honestly. Just when it like comes out in theaters, just put it on Disney Plus for $30
They
also.
should.
That way you can go to the theaters and see it, or you can watch it at home.
They should, but it costs money to keep it in theater.
They're making money off the Disney Plus, so
I know, but if they're making money on Disney Plus, they would just move it on Disney Plus. They wouldn't even bother with theaters. Because then they can just make all the money and they wouldn't have to spend any money.
yeah. But there's some people that don't have the subscription.
Fuck those
subscription
people.
on Disney Plus.
Get Disney Plus. Give it the times, folks.
You don't even have it.
I
paid
don't.
for
I
it.
haven't used it in like a year.
Nobody has.
Exactly.
Mandalorian season 2 comes out soon.
I was making a joke.
So.
Because Disney Plus has fucking nothing on it.
And then my last piece of news is a movie that's probably not even coming out. But
Black Hawk.
no, Flashpoint.
This movie is coming out.
Eventually.
At some point. They've
5
announced
years from now.
the reactions of both Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton being in it. They're going to make this fucking movie. They're not just going to like announce that big of a buy and then just be like, no, we're not making it. This movie's coming out.
Flashpoint producer says that the movie will restart everything.
Okay, so like we said before, this is going to be the Days of Future Past.
That's what I guessed.
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
So,
so you were correct. So okay.
As soon as I heard Ben Affleck's gonna be in it, and then he's not gonna be in anything else, I was like, yeah, it's gonna be a reset. That's what it's doing.
So they're gonna reset the universe before it even really got started.
I guarantee it's gonna somehow tie in the new Batman. They're gonna like tie in all these new stuff.
They will,
but they're gonna keep the stuff that they like Aquaman and Wonder Woman. Yeah.
They're not bringing Ray Fisher's ass back after all this controversy.
No, and they're gonna be like the Suicide Squad didn't happen.
They're not bringing Ezra Miller back after he body slammed that lady in a bar.
Yeah, probably not.
They're gonna keep Harley Quinn.
They'll keep Harley Quinn, but none of the other Suicide Squad members.
Yeah, they're not gonna do that.
Unless the new Suicide Squad's good, then they'll just keep that.
Yeah, probably. So it's like, all right, like whatever.
I saw a weird thing also that Warner Brothers is scared to make a new Man of Steel movie. It's fucking weird.
Why are they scared?
I don't know. That's why they're releasing like Suicide Squad and all these other weird movies because they don't want to do it as Superman 2.
Well, I mean, Man of Steel also didn't like do gangbusters, so I mean, I think because DC's desperate for like a big thing.
They want a cash cow.
That's why they got James Gunn for Suicide Squad. That's why they got a new Batman movie. That's why they got like they're putting out all these profitable movies because they want like we want like a new $1 billion. We want our like a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
They're not going to put out Man of Steel that does reasonably well, but doesn't do gangbusters because nobody cares about.
I don't care what it does. I want a Man of Steel too.
I do too. Everybody does. They announced one like 5 years ago, and they just haven't done anything with it.
Warner Brothers, you need to build up to this $1 billion industry that you're trying to make.
You can't just come out of the gate like they made Batman vs Superman being like this is going to be $1 billion movie. It came close,
but it didn't make $1 billion.
But it did make $1 billion, and that's why they fucked up. They were trying too hard. They did it too quick. Should have slowed down.
Look at Marvel. They didn't make a first $1 billion movie till Avengers.
Yeah, that was 5 movies in.
It was 5 movies in, and what 4 years in? 2008 to 2012.
Yeah,
4 years in.
Yeah.
You're not gonna make one.
I mean, technically DC was like 4 years in, but they only had 2
They only
movies.
made one movie.
Yeah, they only had one movie at that point, so it's a little different.
Yeah, a little different.
A little bit.
If they made Iron Man and then they made Avengers wouldn't have made $1 billion.
No, not fucking all.
No,
so not all.
Or sorry, not Avengers. If they would have made Iron Man and then made Civil War, it wouldn't have made $1 billion. That's what DC
that
did.
Fucking terrible.
That's what DC did. They made.
But I think that like I like what DC was doing with the DCU because what they were doing was actually like I know everyone compared them to Marvel and they were like, oh, you just want to be like Marvel, that's why you're doing all this shit really fast. I actually think that what DC was doing was actually kind of smart by having a universe that was kind of already like Batman was already a thing. Like superheroes are already in this world.
That's not what I
think that was really cool, and I wish that Zack Snyder didn't get fucked over and we got to see him continue on because I think by the time we got to like Justice League 3, this could have been $1 billion franchise. This could have been a little bit maybe more accepted, and maybe people could have looked back at Batman vs Superman and been like, "Oh, I see now that we have all the fucking pieces. I see what he was doing, and it wasn't that bad."
It was cool to have an art, like you said, an already established.
Yeah, I think that's a cool idea.
I think where they fucked up is killing Superman. That was the you fucked up moment.
But in Zack Snyder's
care.
thing, he wanted Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, Justice League 1, Justice League 2, Justice League 3.
I know what
that
he
was
wanted.
his story.
But I think
he wasn't concerned with making other.
I think
Superman
that's
movies
where you fucked up moment.
I think that was completely fine. I do think they killed him too early. If
Yeah.
they wanted a universe, you don't kill him in the second movie.
Because everybody's like, hey, he's coming back.
But if you're just doing like a 4-part,
you don't make
story,
a Justice League movie and not have Superman in it. So everybody knew he was coming back.
Yeah.
That's where you fucked up. Kill him in the second Justice League movie, then maybe like, oh shit,
fuck,
he might not come
or
back.
don't announce a Justice League movie and kill him, and then everybody was like, "What? You just killed Superman?" Like there's a way they could have got
even
that.
If they hadn't, I'd be as soon as I saw BVS, I was like, they're bringing him back. There's no way. It's only 2 movies in.
Yeah.
It's like killing Captain America in the first Avengers movie. It's like what? Like no, he's coming back. They already said.
I mean, that's kind of the pitfall with any superhero movie, though. Like, I feel like I know Robert Downey Jr. said he's not going to come back as Iron Man. He's going to come back eventually.
He literally just said like a week ago he's not coming back.
He will at some point.
He won't.
It'll be the 20 like the next 10 years of Marvel. There'll be the 20th anniversary. He'll have some fucking cameo in something. They're going to bring him back in some capacity at some point, whether it's for 1 movie, whether it's for 10 fucking movies. We're going to see him as Iron Man again in some way, shape, or form.
Okay. if it's 10 years from now, that's different.
It isn't.
No, it is because
He's coming back. It doesn't matter how much time has passed.
It's different because in Man of Steel or Batman vs Superman, they weren't gonna fucking wait 10 years to bring Henry Cavill back. No, they're bringing him back immediately.
Yeah,
it's different.
That's not different because it doesn't matter if they waited 10 years. We knew he was coming back. It doesn't matter the
know
time
that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back.
He's going to.
No.
At some point, unless he dies within the next 5-10 years.
And what are you gonna do if he doesn't? Then you're gonna be just wrong.
But you're telling me that he's just 100% done. He's not gonna.
He's been the same character for 12 years.
And he hasn't done anything else. He could easily have done.
Maybe he wants
anything
to be
else.
Done. Maybe
that's cool. But if you're telling me that if Marvel goes to him and is like, "Hey, we will pay you $500 million to put on the suit again and come back just for like a day, just for like a cameo for this one scene," you're telling me he's gonna be like, "No," he's not gonna do that. He's not going to turn down $500 million for a day of shooting. He's going to take all of that money and go buy some more cocaine and wear bunny suits on Twitter. He's going to. Any reasonable human being would accept that offer.
I mean, you never know.
Unless you're Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix would have told him to go fuck himself.
He's got buku bucks anyways.
He wants more buku bucks.
I can see Chris Evans saying no also if they ask him to come back.
I feel like he'd say yes just out of like if they bugged him, he'd be like, all right, like cool, like fun. Like he'd be like kind of like pushed into it a little bit because he's too nice of a dude. But like these people, like they say that, but like I feel like a lot of these people will come back.
But like, you could have said the same thing about Christian Bale when they finished The Dark Knight. Like, oh, he'll come back.
No, but he made it explicit. He's said before he'll do it again if Chris Nolan directs it. Like he's never been like I don't want to be Batman ever again. Like fuck it. He said I don't have a problem coming back. I don't have a problem being Batman if I can work with Christopher Nolan because I like what he did with it and I like his vision. If Christopher Nolan announced tomorrow I'm making another Batman movie, you bet your fucking ass Christian Bale showing up day one being like I'm ready to go. Where's the fucking bat suit?
I brought my suit from home.
Yeah. Shaved my fucking beard. I got my American accent back. Like fucking hey, let's do this.
I don't know. I just don't. I think it's different. If
Ben Affleck came back. Again, Ben Affleck of all people was like, I'm done.
It hasn't been 10 years.
It doesn't matter the time.
It does.
The point of Superman dying.
If the MCU lasts another 10 years, and they just said that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back 10 years from now, I'd be like, holy shit! Like that's a big ass surprise.
But at the same time, we know he's coming back.
Why don't know?
But no, like if they announce he's in 10 years from now, we'll bring him back. We then know he's coming back.
No, I'm saying 10 years from now, like they were like, okay, we're making a movie and Robert Downey Jr. is going to be in it. Like they don't release it today. They say 10 years from now.
10 years from it.
Yeah.
Doesn't. Okay, well then
people would be like, holy shit though, because like nobody.
Oh man, he hasn't been Iron Man for 10 years.
Yeah.
Cool. He's still coming back.
But nobody in 10 years from now, people are like Robert Downey Jr.'s never come back. It's been 10 years.
He's a fucking old man.
He's not coming back.
But I have a feeling he will come back.
He's not
at some point.
I don't think he will.
In a cameo. He's in the cast list for Black Widow.
And he didn't film anything.
It doesn't matter. He's still in the fucking movie. If they're giving him a credit in any way, shape, or form, he's in the movie.
But again, he didn't film anything. He didn't film any new stuff for that.
How long until? Because we have to think of these movies as a business. What happens if Shang-Chi comes out and it doesn't do very well? What happens if any of these new Avengers movies come out, they don't do very well? They're going to bring back these iconic characters that have proven to make $1 billion that people know and like. They're gonna do that if these new movies fail.
We'll have to wait and see. Cause
like, I don't believe that any of these fucks are like done for good. I don't believe that for a second. Remember when Michael Keaton was done as Batman?
Again, that blew everybody's mind when they said he was coming back.
Doesn't matter. He came back.
And so what if he come back?
I don't care if he's coming back. What I'm saying is the fact that we knew Superman was coming back doesn't matter.
It does in terms of the DCEU.
It doesn't because that was the story they were telling, and that was the second chapter of that story.
It didn't mean anything. The death was pointless. We knew he'd be coming back in less
than
a year.
So if Tony Stark does come back, that then would make his death pointless. It doesn't matter how long of a wait we have. It would still make his death pointless because he came back.
He could come back.
Any bringing a character back after they died is
he could come back in a
pointless.
prequel. Like he doesn't have to be a movie that's set after Endgame. Like,
how were they bringing back in a prequel?
Like
No,
they
nobody
do-
wants to see it because then he'd be fucking 75. They wouldn't be able to like de-age him.
or they could do like an alternate universe type shit. Like it's a
I
different.
mean, I
universe.
guess they could, but even still, it's like seeing Iron Man die was like a big thing, and now that character's back. It doesn't matter if he's a different version or whatever.
But the
It's
thing
like,
with BVS is that like I knew Henry Cavill's coming back in a year. Like he's not gonna be gone for. He may not come back ever. Like I knew he was coming back. Robert Downey Jr. There's the possibility that he never comes back. Chris Evans, there's the possibility that he never comes back.
I feel like one or two of them will be back.
But there's also the possibility that they never come back, and that's the last.
I mean,
thing
there's a
said.
possibility that fucking Tom Holland gets hit by a bus tomorrow and dies, and he won't be back.
That's not the same thing. That's a weird comparison.
No, it's a possibility that anybody, like anything, can happen to anybody, and none of these fucks come back. That's possible.
It's not what we're talking about at
That's
all.
no, that's the same thing.
It's not the same.
Robert
thing.
Downey Jr. could die of a fucking heart attack tomorrow and then not come back. Like that's possible.
Yeah, but
It's also possible that he comes back in the next 4 or 5 years.
we knew Henry Cavill was coming back. There was 100%
Yeah.
chance he was coming back.
Yes,
The Robert Downey Jr. thing is not 100% chance that he's coming back.
I guarantee you 100% we will see his ass again in the Iron Man suit. Doesn't matter if it's a different universe. Doesn't matter if it's in the same timeline. Doesn't matter if it's 10, 20, 15
You want to
years
put money
from now.
on it? I'll put money on it.
We are going to see his ass. I don't care if it's a fucking like Target commercial. We're gonna see Robert Downey Jr.
That does no. It has to be a
we're going to
movie
see
or
him,
a TV show.
We're going to see his ass in the Iron Man suit again, in some form.
You can't say a commercial.
If he's in the Iron Man suit as Iron Man, that counts
No.
because it's that character.
No.
We're gonna see him as that character again.
I'll put money on it, though.
I'll put money on it.
How much you want to put on it?
I'll put $5.
$5?
Yeah.
Nah, we'll do 20.
$20. All right, cool.
$20 on
Put
this.
$20.
Anytime from now until we die.
Yeah, $20.
All right?
Well, I mean, at that point, I feel like there'd be a winner because he's gonna die before us.
I mean, you never know. One of us could die tomorrow.
Well,
so.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Well, then there's a loser there because nobody's getting the money.
If I die tomorrow, you can take $20 out of my wallet.
I mean, I was gonna do that anyway.
So,
I was gonna do that whether you lived or died. So,
there you go.
what's your fun fact of the day?
Oh, shit. I forgot about my
You
fun
said
fact.
something. It was about like
About
ostriches and
emus.
shit. Emus.
Did you know Australia once went to war with emus?
How the fuck does that happen?
There was like an emu overpopulation, so they declared war on it, and people just went and murdered emus.
That's not a war. That's just we're just gonna.
You know
that's
what's funny?
That's a emu genocide.
You know what's funny? Is they lost.
What?
Yeah.
Don't fuck with those emus, man.
The-
How do you? We got 50 guys with fucking machine guns, and then there's a fucking emu. Shoot an emu in the brain.
They didn't wipe them out. They lost.
Y'all fucked up. This is why Australia is the inferior country. Y'all can't even fucking make the emu extinct. When was this?
The 90s?
This is what?
I think.
We have fucking bombs and tanks.
Let me look. Emu War. Oh, no, it was 30s. Sorry.
Okay, I was
30s.
about to fucking say. I was like, we have all this advanced shit. We couldn't have a fucking
I thought
emu
it was
genocide.
way sooner than the 30s.
Man, we need an emu Hitler.
They lost. It's called the Great Emu War.
Why isn't this a movie?
Probably is, honestly.
It sounds awesome.
I think it lasted like a month.
Jesus Christ. See, this is back in the 30s when like people didn't have real things to do. You just do whatever.
Just do what you.
People lived to the age of like 40 and they were just like, all right, well, let's go fight some emus.
They killed 40 emus. In
40?
in the span of like a month.
Okay, this is a joke. They weren't trying. I could kill 40 emus in a day. All right.
You
With my
alone.
bare fucking hands. You just fucking grab an emu by the neck and snap it.
Jesus.
That's all you have to do. They got these long, skinny fucking necks. You just and they're dead.
See if they're glow sticks. And see
Get
if
10 people. Kill 10 of them each. Like, that's a lot.
you think so? Wait, like they didn't take this fucking seriously.
They didn't. You know, you killed 40 emus in a month. And you lost.
Fucking Australia, man.
Fuck you, Australia.
It was the 30s.
That's not an excuse.
They're probably high on cocaine and shit.
Did they have cocaine in the 30s?
I'm sure they did.
Was that like a big thing in the 30s?
I'm sure it was.
It's like, fuck, that's probably how the war got started. Fuck, we gotta get rid of all these fucking emus, man.
What are you talking about? There's not even emus out there.
It's like, what is an emu? You talking about an ostrich?
Like, nah,
It's
emus.
the same fucking thing.
Emus. Pretty sure another country also declared a war on turtles at one point.
Turtles have never done anything to anybody. Leave those fucking turtles alone.
And I think they bombed an island with turtles on them or something.
That's just
no, maybe it was cats. I don't know.
That makes sense.
I don't know.
Because cats will take over the world if you let them.
I can't remember. There was another country that declared war on like an animal. I think they won. But everybody remembers the emu one because they lost.
We should declare war on koala bears.
Yeah, probably.
Because they got AIDS.
I was gonna say something right there, but I'm not going to.
Magic Johnson?
Something about Magic Johnson. That's a joke.
You're talking about me being offensive. You're over here making fucking Magic Johnson.
We've been making that joke all week, though.
I don't care.
So that's why I said it. I don't know how much of the podcast you're gonna cut
Probably
out, but
some of it. I'm gonna keep most of this shit.
So you may have to split it into like 2 separate things.
Maybe.
Us ranting about the DCU for 30 minutes.
I'll definitely make a video out of that.
So
that's the end of the podcast.
End of the Nicolas Cage rant.
Our Nicolas Cage cameo.